locks her up. Buy Drake.
Buy Drake.
Penguin and Drake.
Buy Drake. Sell Kendrick.
Sell Kendrick now. Get Drake while it's low, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That could become like slang.
Yeah.
Buy blank when someone's like
buy low.
low. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good. There was this whole...
We should push that.
What would we buy
Like
right
someone does a bad take and it's like...
Buy reincarnated as a slime right now. Buy
Yeah,
while it's low.
yeah,
buy while it's low.
yeah,
buy
buy
low.
while it's low, yeah.
Fucking-
I like that you like make a bad shitty Naruto take like you always do all the time. Fuck, you suck.
Fuck!
I don't like,
Fuck!
I watch some of your content, Nick. I don't like any of it. I don't like a second of any of the things you made.
You know what? No, now that we're here, let's have this conversation. Bad. Shame.
But it's like you do one of those like you're always doing because I hate your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like buy Nick, buy NC
Nick,
Hammer.
get him while it's low. You don't know. Nick stock is high right now.
Yeah,
Nick
is
stock
it?
is a little bit high right now. I've been on a little tear recently of like getting things correct in Boruto.
Whoa.
And people are apologizing to me on Twitter.
Whoa.
Yeah. People are like, because I posted like, I was like, oh, Kurama's is gonna do a thing. I was like, Kurama's gonna do a thing.
That's all
and
it
everyone
takes.
And I posted like 5 videos of Kurama doing that thing, and everyone was like, hey, this guy's a fucking idiot. And then the Kurama did the thing, and then everyone was like, I gotta apologize to Nick. And then people apologized to me on Twitter.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
sell Nick. Sell
Nick.
Sell.
Hold Nick. He's going to the moon.
No.
He's holding.
No. It's time to sell Danny though. No, hold Danny.
I'd like to be held.
I
once.
think hold Danny. But your stock is rising exponentially.
Yeah.
I don't have diamond hands. I get out early.
We're getting too deep into this.
We're too granular. All right. All right, Danny. Speaking of
Speaking of
now, I
that,
gotta start again. Fuck. Speaking of selling Danny, Danny, I understand that your YouTube's doing quite well. You have a Patreon. And I understood that you've diversified to many platforms. You're on TikTok, Instagram. You were streaming the other day on multiple different platforms. Somebody very considerate sent you a bunch of money on TikTok, and you completely ignored them
Couldn't
for
see
like
it.
10 minutes. And then he had to go over to YouTube and send you money on YouTube because you're like, oh, you saw this one person's taking over my chat. I only see every 1 out of 7 of their messages. And then, you send $5 more on YouTube to get acknowledged by Senpai.
It's Nick before people think I'm an asshole.
Listen. I just, good streamers acknowledge people send the money. I just wanted attention. I was asking to see his nipples, though, objectively. If he had ignored it, I wouldn't have blamed him.
If I saw, I would have shown him.
So, but I knew you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know you're on Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were on OnlyFans. This is
Am
news
I?
to me.
Am I?
This is news to me.
I'd be confused but not shocked.
You are a big OnlyFans creator.
Yeah?
Large.
Let's go.
You've been absolutely crushing it. I don't know if I think
what do I post?
So you Brazilian girl rides dildo. Or like Brazilian girl, like manual insert of dildo.
Yeah.
Danny Motta.
Yeah.
The Danny Motta.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah. I get this now. I see where this is going.
Yeah, because for those of you who don't know or understand where this bit is going, the
Wow,
greatest
it's old.
news that is, we haven't filmed in a year and a half.
Yeah.
The greatest news ever has been bequeathed upon me, and that is that Danny Motta is an OnlyFans creator. Mm-hmm. Now,
That's a true fact.
Danny Motta is an OnlyFans creator. Danny Motta has an OnlyFans.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, it is a Brazilian woman, but Danny Motta,
Yeah.
listen, I looked into her work.
Danny's hot. Danny Motta do be hot, and that's a fact. That's an objective fact.
Listen.
No one can deny that Danny Motta is hot.
Nobody can say that Danny Motta doesn't take a dick.
Yeah.
Like, nobody
And
can...
you know what? You know what no one can say anymore?
What?
That Nick Connor has a bigger ass than Danny Motta.
Actually,
No one can say
You know
it.
what's funny?
What?
You know what's funny?
What?
I knew this was going to get rounded in somehow. That is the smallest ass I've ever seen on a Brazilian woman.
What?
I kid you not. I kid you not. I think I have a bigger ass than her.
What are you talking
It
about?
literally runs in your name. It runs in your fucking...
It's a curse.
It
It's
runs
a title.
So yeah, no. Danny Motta.
D-A-N-I.
And Motta. Great lady.
Yeah, Nick or Stank.
Stank found.
Stank sent us
Stank
was browsing.
A real good text. He was was wondering if I should send this.
Yeah, he was like, probably shouldn't send this, but it was too funny.
And it was like Brazilian girl gets triple teamed. It was like Danny Motta, and I was like, nice.
It was funny because I was like, Stank, why are you sending us this? Like, do you just think porn in itself is funny?
Yep.
And I was like, what is this? And then I saw the name. I was like,
it's me. You're like, oh my God, I forgot about last weekend.
But yeah, just some Brazilian OnlyFans star named Dani Motta.
Yep. Gotta have her on the show.
Showing Stank a good time.
Yeah. I wonder. It was like, hey.
Yeah.
Tap in. Tap in.
You know, it's a fun bit that I'm glad everyone in the group chat enjoys. Every now and then, or most of the time, if I ever refer to Stank, I just use a name that rhymes as if Stank wasn't ridiculous enough. Yeah. So I'll just be like, Crank, make sure you get this done by Monday.
Jank, here we go.
Yeah. Yep. And that's all. I just wanted. I find it funny.
Stank was the original Jorker. That's all that matters. That's the original. That's the Jorker.
On the first day, God created Stank. On the second day, he jorked.
He jorked it, and he said it was good.
And it was good.
It was good. So we have an insane amount of shit to talk about. I watched Suzume. We both watched the Spy Family movie. We both rented out entire theaters for the Spy Family movie. Yeah. I watched the first season of Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah, you loved it, which was sick.
I was like, oh my God, Danny.
Yeah.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Uh-huh. Nick loved it.
It was so good. I was like, wow, I like the sister and the brother who are clearly fucking. I like that Ashito. What's his goddamn name? Atsushi collects 2 lollies in one season. Impressive. An impressive clip.
Nick, usually, whenever I give Nick homework and he has to watch a show, I'll get texts throughout the week about, like, what he thinks of the show or, like, jokes he comes up with. I received no texts about Bungo Stray Dogs except for, like, a couple days ago when he goes, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you watched it all.
I haven't grit my teeth watching something like that hard in so long. We'll get to it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I can't even fathom how you have that opinion.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah.
We watched Go-Go Loser Rangers. Yeah. I watched Windbreaker. Don't know if you did. Fucking incredible.
I hear episode 5 is crazy.
It was so good.
That's what I hear.
They're doing a power tournament.
Nice.
They're doing a power tournament.
That's so fast. Episode 5.
Immediately got to it. They were just like, there's a rival gang, and then like the leader shows up and he's like, your 5 versus my 5. And you're like, yep, perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Like, why beat around the bush?
Why?
And then Kaiju number 8. I have an insane best boy. And Stank also made us
a game we won't play.
A game we will not play.
We don't have time.
We have simply too much stuff to talk about. We should
My Hero.
Oh my God, and My Hero.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And then Demon Slayer comes out in 4 days.
Fuck.
The first 3 episodes are going to be such nothing burgers. It's going to be like, I liked the part where Tanjiro lifted.
Yeah. First, isn't that the whole season?
So I think they're going to do the beginning of, I think the reason they're starting 5 weeks in is because they're going to do 3-4 episodes of Infinity Castle. Yeah. And then be like, that's the season. It's going to be like the Mugen Train season where it's 7-8 episodes.
Yeah.
But
cool.
I feel like we should talk about probably the least important thing first.
Windbreaker?
How dare you?
How dare nothing?
You haven't even seen episode 5.
Yeah.
You want to know what the least important thing is?
What is
probably, because I know you didn't enjoy it. The Spy Family movie.
Ugh. What a fucking snooze-a-palooza that was.
You just don't. Do you like Spy Family?
I love Spy Family.
Really?
Yeah. Love it. I think it's awesome.
It's just Spy Family. It's Spy Family.
Just Spy Family. I had to pay for. But it's it's just boring. It's like 3 episodes of Spy Family mashed together.
It is. Did you watch the most recent season where they're on the cruise ship?
No.
There's Spy Family never really does. It's episodic, right? It's 12 episodes. It's 12 minutes like SpongeBob. What do you mean?
It didn't used to be episodic. It used to be each episode connected to each other, and like season 1, like things were like plot was progressing and things were moving.
Never really like for anything long. It's usually like 1-2 episode arcs max.
Kind of like you get like, you know, you meet Yor's brother, you get a dog.
Yeah, of course. Like, things tie in.
Shit.
Yeah, you collect a family eventually. Yeah. But like now that the family is collected, they're doing bigger arcs.
Now it's shenanigans.
Yeah, so now in this most recent arc, there's like a whole cruise arc, which is like 6-7 episodes. And like it was like Dorothy's least favorite part of Spy Family because she's like, I feel like I have to remember things from a month and a half ago, and I don't want to do this. And so I was like, yeah, I get that. And this was just that part 2. It was like a long 3-4 episode arc where it's like there were so many twists and turns where they're like, oh, we need to do a baking thing, and then we're like, we need to go to this place to try the bake, like the tart.
It's like hardly. It's not like plot twists. It's just like it's just shit happening.
It's a fetch quest. It's an infinite fetch quest that has more fetch quests built into it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we need to go to the snow area. They go to the snow area. They're like cake, and they're like, oh, the Nazis are here.
Yeah.
Because they go to like Switzerland, and the Nazis are there. Which is weird because West Ellis and Estonia are supposed to be East and West Germany, and it's like. And then it's like, who are the good guys? Because like everyone's like kind of a good. I guess that's kind of That's I was gonna say. I was like, oh, it was like kind of like East and West Germany, which actually I don't know. That communism is the worst thing of all time. Anyways, they're like, oh, we need to try this tart.
Yeah.
And then they're like, there's a giant blimp.
Yeah.
Yor fights a Wolfenstein boss.
Yeah, yours just straight up fights a robot.
Dude, they're just like, hey, we made a guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this was about getting a tart. And they're like, this guy's got machine gun hands.
Yeah.
And we're like, how do we get to this technology?
Yeah,
we took a train here.
The guy's 90% machine gun. Like she opens up his chest and it's like
it's just like
barrels.
clips of ammo, like waiting to be loaded into his fucking minigun arms.
Yeah, so that was wild. That just happens, and she's like, I guess this is something I gotta deal with now.
And then she kills him with lipstick. Yeah, it was like, good job, I guess. Like, so there's that. There's
Anya finds religion in the deity of poop. Poop god.
There's mixed reviews on that. One, I thought the switching of the animation at that moment was kind of cool, but like the weird hyperfixation on a child needing to poop, I thought was a bit odd.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like I was like,
It was like part of me was like, I get how this is like silly and cute and fun. I think if the Drake Bell doc didn't come out like a month ago, I wouldn't be like so critical as like, is this a weird fetish thing?
Yeah.
Is this strange?
Yeah.
But like, I could see my niece like cracking up to that.
It's a poop joke for children.
Yeah, I thought
Spy Family's like objectively meant for a younger audience.
Yeah, I thought that was fine. But like, I thought it was funny that like the most well animated sequence was featuring Poop God.
Or when Lloyd fights against the final big bad Nazi and it switches to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for a second when he's like green and the bad guy's orange.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, it was like we switched to like JJBA for a second. Like the animation switched twice. The reason I say that both me and Danny rented out entire theaters. I made a TikTok. This is only for the people that watch the podcast because you get to know the bullshit behind what me.
The second I saw it, I rolled my eyes and I was like, "Oh, this guy, this guy with his lies."
But the thing is, everyone buys it. They buy it immediately, Danny. I'm a convincing actor. Everyone's like, "Oh wow, well, no invite. How much was that? Was that worth the purchase of $2,000?" Me and Dorothy were like, "It's a Tuesday. I thought we were gonna film on like Wednesday or something." I was like, "I got to see this movie before the podcast." So I was like, Tuesday night, me and Dorothy are going to see this movie. Yeah. We pop on down to a movie theater down the way, which was empty. It was abandoned. There was nobody there. I was like, oh, this is a failing mall. All the way at the end, it's like auditorium 17 at the end of the hallway, this tiny movie theater, and we're seeing subbed because I like Anya's voice actress. Yeah. I just like everybody in Japanese in that. And I was like, when we bought the tickets, it was like 24 hours before. We were the only people there. And I was like, no way, it's like that still. Yeah. Get in, not a soul. So I took my shoes off. I kicked my feet up. I was chatting with Dorothy. I was like, what are we gonna do for dinner tonight? And seriously, it was great. It was like we were in our living room. I'd never experienced that before. You did the same thing. Yeah, same exact thing. It was me, my mom, and two just like ailing teenagers. Yeah. Just two teenagers coughing up a storm. Oh, God. Just these two, like, 12-year-old girls. Every time they cough, they just get a little closer to you. And there's like, move one seat closer. It was like these two, like, 13, 14-year-old girls with, like, a cold. Yeah. And I was like, this is Spy Family's audience. Yeah, it's it right here, baby. My mom and these girls. Yeah. We saw dub. I've never heard the dub actors before. Don't love them. Anya, the only one I really don't care for is Lloyd. Okay. He just doesn't match. It's not his deep voice as he sounds like, I don't know, he sounds like a 4Kids actor.
Not
like
four
Sanji?
Yeah, like he sounds like there's one 4Kids actor who's in like all the shows. He's like the Sonic X announcer or whatever. But like,
okay, you just made somebody's day.
Yeah, I know.
You made somebody's day, not mine.
But Anya's voice actor sounds identical to the Japanese one. It's really funny.
That's crazy.
And then Yor is interesting because Yor's voice actress makes her seem smarter. Because in Japanese, she seems like the dumbest person on earth. Yeah.
I mean, her entire thing is like her husband is like, even in this movie, he's like, oh, I studied how to fly blimps in college or something. She's like, tracks?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, he's like, yeah, I'll like guide this blimp away. He's like, oh, don't worry. Like the pneumatic pressure systems are like still working and I can get the rudder to turn. It's like, hey man, how you know that? Meanwhile, yours coming from a flaming cargo place, just thought the final boss of Wolfenstein, and even Lloyd's like, they're both idiots.
Yeah,
Everybody's
they're both real dumb.
That's the idea of it though.
Yeah.
And so it's like her coming across as smart, just not accurate.
It was strange. It was interesting. She seemed like a normal woman in like English dub.
It's weird because her entire character arc is like, I'm a bad wife because I'm bad at things.
Yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, otherwise it was just like, if I'm going to the movies, especially nowadays, where like, you know, JJK Zero, Mugen Train, others I'm sure.
MHA's fourth movie, shit like
MHA,
that. Yeah.
like where like an anime movie is like an event. I don't want to go and just watch 3 regular mid episodes of that
you know
anime.
what's really funny is we're talking about this and we literally didn't Demon Slayer come out with, remember they came out with the 2 last episodes of the Entertainment District arc and then they dropped the first like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we did literally watch 3 mid episodes
of the Swordsman Village arc and we were like, you know what, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like we did this exact rodeo.
Yeah. I mean, but at the very least with that, it was like you go in and you're like those last 2 episodes of Entertainment District are sick. And so I was like, oh, it'll be cool
to
seeing
see
this on a
reanimated
massive
and on the big
screen.
screen was like worth it.
Yeah, exactly. But this, I'm like, even if I was watching this like on Crunchyroll at home, I'd be bored as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if you like Spy Family, you'll enjoy it. Like that's like genuinely the best like explanation for it. If you like Spy Family, you'll enjoy it.
Like maybe I didn't.
I
So
liked
there's
it.
that.
I was like, I walked away from it. I was like, cool.
It's just fine. It's just
fine.
more Spy Family. It's not like, don't expect like, oh, the Spy Family movie.
Don't expect like a moment like where like Deku punches through the reflect guy ability, or like don't expect like the Black Clover movie where they're like Mara Leona's like going crazy against one of the former Wizard
Don't
Kings.
expect anything more than just 3 Spy Family episodes.
Your spike was pretty dope.
It's pretty cool, but I mean, it's like, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's fine.
It's fine.
Did you see there was a trailer for the upcoming Haikyuu movie?
No, I didn't see
You
that.
didn't see that? That also looks like the most mid thing on Earth.
It's literally just a continuation of the story. It's literally just their game against Nekomiya.
Yeah, I think it's the end.
Yeah.
They seem to make it seem.
Shouldn't be.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't read the manga, but I know they're still in the middle of a tournament. They're like in the early stages of a tournament.
It's like a grudge match between like 2 friends, but they're like real friendly still in the trailer. So the trailer's just like, oh, nice, we're finally gonna go up against each other, and some piano, and then it's like, let's give it our all, Haikyuu, and it's like, what is this the entirety of Haikyuu?
Haikyuu is so that though. There's no shit talking in Haikyuu.
Well,
they're
just
like, good job, and it's like we've won through the power. Like there's so much power of friendship in Haikyuu.
Well, it's like the trailer starts, and I'm like, oh, sick. Like I barely know about Haikyuu. Let's see what a Haikyuu movie looks like, and I'm like, bitch, what is the rest of the show if this is the movie?
That's
all this.
It's that and fanfics of like people being like the boys are backdooring each other in the dressing room.
Yeah.
That is the horniest fandom known to man. It's just,
Really?
It's just a story about like dudes being friends and playing volleyball, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's wild. So
That's Bungo, baby. Should we?
I missed it.
Should we transition?
I guess we can do it. I have so many notes.
Oh,
you want to see how many notes I have?
Yeah.
This is all Bungo.
That's one note.
That's all one
note.
note.
That's a fat note. That's a chapter.
All right, can we just go through my notes and then we'll talk about what I have to say?
Okay, this will be a one-man podcast.
Because
for a bit.
no. Like, I'm gonna say a note.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, you say a thing.
Got you.
And then I'll say a thing, and then we'll do another note.
Okay.
This OP, Trash Candy, and ending are peak.
Cool. Okay, yeah, agreed.
The fucking Trash Candy rips. It rips. Never skipped it. Same thing with the ending. Lot chiller. Still never skipped it. Incredible intros, incredible outros. Can't say the same for MHA's new season. That intro sucks butt. Sucks butt.
Yeah. They always do.
And that's where that's where the niceties end. That's where that's where the good things end with this season.
So
Listen,
8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. Yeah. It was overall, it was like a 9, 9.1, 9.2. Yeah. Dazai. I said Dasani.
You can't read your own
It says Dasani. It was an autocorrect. I was like, who the fuck is Dasani? I rescind this. This was an early thing where I was like, Dazai is relatable. He's not. Fuck Dazai.
Kill yourself.
Just
not you, but him.
Like literally, just do it.
Just do it, coward.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Don't like he's just walking around. Double suicide is like you can't do double suicide by yourself. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's so performative.
Yeah.
You're covered in bandages. Oh, I work for the poor mafia. I'm sure he'll become a more interesting character eventually, but like, oh, whoops, I'm trying to drown myself in this shallow river, but every time I'm trying to kill myself, it's an inconvenience to somebody else. You have a gun.
Yeah.
You're an armed detective.
You're
here's a shallow river. Yeah. Here's a fucking live from my mouth, this fucking gun.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
He walks around with this little book that's like a guide to suicide.
Yep.
Either not that great of a guide, if you haven't done it yet, or...
Page 2, I'm dead. I'm sorry. This is a list of ways to do it?
Yeah. Page 1, buy gun. Page 2, profit.
Yeah, like page 2, paint.
Yeah. He's definitely a poser for sure. His personality, if you don't like him now, he doesn't change. The only difference is they kind of forget that he's suicidal. He kind of drops that shtick.
This show feels like they forget everything about each other. Like, I feel like everything that's like something about the show feels like everything that has been established about every single one of these characters will be forgotten at some point. I just feel like this is something you've said about anime. I feel like Bungo Stray Dogs is the first ever, like, if you fed a bunch of really good detective anime to an AI, this is what it would give you because all of the components are there. It's like, oh, we need a like a MC with an interesting power he has no control over. He can tap into it occasionally. Atsushi just figures that shit out. Like one episode, he's like battling Otagawa. He's like, I don't know how to control. Oh, wear tiger legs. Like, fucking just one day, he throw fucking Ikyuku, whatever her name is, the Kyoko into it, and he's like, well, there's a lolly to be saved. I guess I can fight the strongest guy.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh yeah, get a quirky dude, get a guy. It's literally straight man and the fool, Dazai and
Atsushi, Kunikita.
Yeah. The straight man and the fool is Dazai and Kunikita. And then they're like a little bit of incest, but like the AI like saw all the incest and like, people love this. Double down. They fuck.
Just a little sprinkle.
It's not like a brother being like, oh, I love my little sister. It's like, we were just fucking.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you know about it.
It's like literally like her hand is like undoing his pants. Like mid conversation. It's like, oh.
And then like she gets like sprayed down with bullets, and I was like,
yeah,
it's fucking. And then she comes back to life.
Yeah.
Why is Atsushi's
Atsushi?
Why is Atsushi's belt like that?
Because he's a tiger.
It's supposed to be a tail thing, right? It's a tail thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's too skinny. Too much belt.
Then my next one. This one.
I can't believe that came before. Why is his hair like that? That dude's got a fucking butcher's haircut.
Point at one person in this fucking show whose haircut. Octagawa has silver highlights. Silver highlights.
Octagawa looks like a Saint Bernard who dipped his ears in yogurt.
Yeah, okay. He was in an orphanage. I'm sure at some point. First off, this is a note we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Everybody's a fucking orphan. Yeah. There's 4 orphans in season 1, and they all bring it up. Every single one of them. It's like, Atsushi, I'm also an orphan. I'm like, how are we leading with this? It's so fucking. Then like I was like, I have many notes about orphans. We're gonna get to them.
At your next carrot party, can you show and be like, yo, what's up? I'm Nick. I'm an orphan.
How are you? And I talk about it a lot. All right, it's gonna be major
Just
issue.
slip it in. I'm an orphan. I'm a content creator. I talk about Naruto.
We do orphan content. It's mostly about hunger and our orphan people hating us.
Dude, buy orphan. Buy orphans, please.
Orphan. Listen, we've been waiting on orphan for a while. I've had Diamond Hand since the 80s. does everybody want Dazai dead? Because Dazai tries to kill himself and everybody's just like,
No one gives a shit if he lives or dies.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, okay, cool.
Because it's performative. He wants attention. They don't think he'll do it.
And I love that everybody is just like communally agreed. Fucking go for it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anytime he'll throw himself into a barrel down a river and they're like, oh, this fucking guy. Like
fucking all right, who's got the fishing net?
I want someone to transfer in who isn't Atsushi, but they're like having a meeting and Dazai is like doing some goofy Rube Goldberg machine that's supposed to kill himself and it like just misses or whatever. And they're like, Dazai. And then the transfer like pulls out his gun. He's just like, do it. Do it, pussy. Here's the gun.
Here you go.
Yeah.
You have one of those.
Do it, coward.
Yeah.
Here, I'll do it with you. 1, 2,
3. I would love for it to be a woman and just like finally call his bluff. Like, let's fucking absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Just doing like a real aggressive Russian roulette where she just like spins it and she's like, 1 click, you click, me click. And he's like, Jesus Christ.
Slow down. She's like, oh my God, there was actually
up.
6 bullets in those. 3 of those were duds.
Yeah.
Patrick Seitz being in this makes me happy. He's Kunikita.
Yeah, I love that guy.
I love his voice. Yeah. I love his voice so much. The blonde one can just make stuff? Question mark.
The blonde one.
Kunikita.
Is that Kunikita?
I like his ability. Here's the thing. I'm going to give one thing.
Dopo Poet.
Dopo Poet. I'm going to give one thing to Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
I'll give a couple of things to Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm being inflammatory. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It was okay.
Whoa.
There's good episodes.
Don't fucking backpedal
There's
now.
good episodes and there's horrifically bad episodes. It doesn't get good until episode 8. Yeah. Everything after that is awful. No, everything before that is awful.
It doesn't get good till episode 8 and then it gets worse.
I like how Dopo Poet works. He's like, I need to understand it. It's like Momo, but it can only be bigger. Like it has to be smaller than the size of the book. Yeah. Here's my thing. He's always making like a wire gun. Make a grenade. You know, he's like flash grenade. Make it a real one. Yeah. You know,
make a real gun.
Yeah, like make it like you had like fucking make a machine gun. Yeah. Like let's get more creative here.
Yeah.
I have what's going on with the Tanizaki sister thing. We got that. We
they just fuck. That's another thing the show simply forgets about.
Yeah. And like
eventually.
You know what? Of all the things to backpedal, I'll take it.
For the best.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
This is gayer blood blockade Battlefront.
Okay.
Watching this, I love Blood Blockade Battlefront. I'm just gonna call it Triple B.
Yeah.
It is just the Tumblrification of Triple B. And Triple B has everything that this show doesn't have. Comedy that lands.
Damn.
Cooler powers.
Damn.
Grungier power system. Better world building. All in 12 episodes. And listen. There's a lot of things that are fun about Bungo Stray Dogs. Like the fact that every single time the captain walks in, it's like every single time the captain fucking guitar riff. Every time that motherfucker enters the room. Dude, and I'm like, I wish I had this level of aura.
It's like it might as well be like John Cena.
Like you might as well have the Austin 316 glass crash every time the captain enters. It's fucking awesome. How is Octagawa surprised people recognize him? He's dressed like a vampire. He walks into the police office and they're like, "You're Octagawa," and he's like, "Good detection, motherfucker. You have the gray highlights and a waist length trench coat."
He literally. Here's the equivalent of what that is. It'd be like if Osama bin Laden walked into a police station and then handed them a duffel bag with a bunch of bombs in it. Yeah, because that's what he does.
And they're like, "What, Octagawa?" And he's like, "You guys are smart, motherfucker. You're prime subject number 1.
Yeah, you're the biggest terrorist in the country. You walked in with a duffel bag of explosives."
Yeah. I said they killed the brother fucker. Apparently they didn't. Love how the doctor's power systems work. Listen, she
has a crazy episode in season 4.
Okay, I liked her. Her episode with Atashi was one of my favorite episodes. Like where she just getting blown up with lemon bombs and she's like, "I have to die to heal myself." Yeah. That was sick. And then it's like, oh, the Tanizaki thing. They're like, how many times? He was like 4. I'm assuming he had to be like killed 4 times to be healed. That's sick. Surely we kill the people who run these orphanages, question mark. Every time Atsuchi's like, I was in an orphanage, and it's just adults like spitting on him. It's like, they're like, no parents. I'm like, how are you the person running this?
They're the worst orphanages on
Earth. It's so bad.
It's like fucking, I can't imagine how these people, you watch stuff like Matilda and stuff, and it's like, they have like evil teachers from hell.
Yeah.
And it's like, be a dentist.
Yeah.
Be something
Do
else.
anything else.
Yeah.
You don't like kids, very clearly.
Yeah, be a PT instructor.
You can be a CPA. You know how many children you interact with as an accountant?
Yeah, do truly anything.
You need higher education to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Same with being a CPA. Go elsewhere. Be an
Yeah.
actuary. The reason Atashi has his haircut is because everyone hates him, right? Because I'm just assuming, like, at the orphanage, they just grabbed his shit fucking straight across. Yeah. Why did they make Rompo sound like the wimpy kid? Like, he sounds like...
Do you watch English or...
English.
It's fucking...
He's nasally as hell.
It's Edward Elric, my guy.
Is it actually?
It's just Edward
Oh my
Elric's
God,
voice.
you're right, it is. I can't believe you ever disliked Rompo. I love him.
Really?
I love him. Listen,
Rompo sucks.
Rompo is awesome.
Rompo's special ability is that he gets away with sucking.
Rompo's special ability is everybody needs me. Shut the fuck up. Like the way he's just like. He is a plot device.
Yeah.
He is a literal plot device. And anytime they don't use him, I'm like, fucking call up the autist.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing? They hand this motherfucker 3 photos. He finds out. He's like, oh, Atashi is on a boat. It's heading out of the port at 20 knots. How? I'm sorry. No amount of stacking Legos in a fucking good way is going to tell you that Atashi is in a cargo ship heading out and the speed it's going.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Get that motherfucker on every case. Meanwhile, he has a very funny moment with the captain where the captain's like, I'll give you praise. And for the first time, his eyes open. And he's like, absolutely, I'm in.
He's so hyped. I know exactly what you're talking about because it's this weird slow open where he's like, what's in it for me? And he's like, praise. And he's like, oh.
Fucking get that dude
right.
on everything.
Yeah. And they don't. They just don't.
Oh, I said, if the show doesn't end with Dazai blowing his fucking brains out, I'm going to freak out. I said, are people horny for Kunikita?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure. Not enough. Kunikita's like...
He's the only character in that show who I don't actively want to strangle to death. Like, he's the one character I wouldn't see, be reaming with anger if I saw them in real life. He's the only character I'm like, I want to see your eyes pop.
Here's the thing. We should cancel Comic Palooza.
Oh, yeah?
We're gonna see so many fucking Bungo cosplays, and you're gonna fuck.
Well, here's my thing. Everybody you bump into, you're like, oh, Chuya? And Chuya is a nothing character. Around for 3 seconds.
That's the thing, is that Kunikita's in no ships. Chuya, Dazai, and Octagawa. And Rompo and Edgar Allan Poe, who you haven't met yet.
Okay.
But those are, Chuya is, top grade fucking A1 ship material. That's why they call him Chuya. He chews your nuts.
Because he chews in me nuts. I mean, I'm sure he gets more screen time eventually, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, because he just kind of shows up and Dazai's like, there's elders.
Did you get to the bit where Chuya kicks Dazai's chains or whatever?
He blows his chains away.
Yeah, roundhouse kicks.
Yeah. And then Dazai's like, oh, they were already off or something like that. Fucking stupid. Everyone who introduces himself immediately gives their job description. Immediately. They show up, the black-haired girl who ends up being the boyfriend or the girlfriend of the guy, the bomber, the Zero messenger. Immediately. She shows up. She's like, my name is such and such. I'm a psychoanalyst or something. Every single person, and I don't know if this will break the glass for you, every person in Bungo Stray Dogs, the second they appear, the second thing they say after their name is their job description. Fucking why?
And you're networking, baby. You always be grinding.
Literally immediately, they're like, this is what I do. I was like, we didn't ask. We just saved you from a tank of water.
Every opportunity is a networking opportunity.
This show also, and it's not poorly written, but every twist is no shit. It's just no shit.
I'll tell you right now, as probably the biggest Bungo Stray Dogs content creator, it's poorly written.
It is the most fucking, of course. They'll be like, whoa! And I'll be like, I've known this for 40 minutes of show.
Here's the thing, my favorite instances of it being poorly written is that shit will just start happening in the later seasons. There's the Rompo stuff. the writer loves being like, oh, here's a twist you'll never see coming. Rampo like picks up a feather and he's like, Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK.
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking, how'd you figure that out? And he gives you like nothing. Like, dude, insane.
They explain nothing about how Rampo's abilities work. They just throw dirt at that motherfucker and he's like, oh yeah, it tastes like Port Mafia. Octagon was here 3 hours ago and he's bleeding, he's over there.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
He like, I can't tell if it's a bit. I can't tell if the writer.
It's a plot device. It is a plot device.
But they do it so, it's so comically like insane, like the connections, and they'll like pull out evidence like truly out of thin air, and I can't tell if it's like a bit or not. But it's so funny.
I like when anybody else but Rampo like solves the case because they like actually show the work. Like Dazai and Kunakito will be like, oh, it was like, oh, I asked like the taxi driver thing. They're like, oh, we asked the taxi driver. You were the last person to see them. There was gas in the car. You have a gas mask, that kind of thing. That's cool. Yeah. But like when Rampo just does it, I'm like, all right, what the fuck are we talking about here? But with the girl who ends up being the Azure messenger, it's so funny because like if you have, it's like truly like step by step. There's like 3 tiers to any reveal, and it's like slightly like logic achieving brain, middle of the road, like rocks for breakfast. Yeah. And it's like the second I saw the girl, I was like, oh, why is she not in the gas tank with everybody else? I was like, oh, because she's the one who put them there. And then they were like, I'm a criminal analyst. Right. And then it was like, oh, my boyfriend died. And I was like, okay, I think there's so many steps that literally walk you to her eventually being like the grand reveal. And then the second I saw the Izume girl, I was like, they're gonna save her.
Yeah.
She's drawn to like fucking protect me to not be saved. Like immediately I was like, oh yeah, she's coming on the team. Same with the one who's got Anne, the redheaded girl who's got that big scary doll.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna get protected as well. I don't know.
I forgot about Anne.
They literally just finished off with her. All right, we got episode 7, Azure Messenger, pretty good. But it being Sasaki was so obvious. The little girl has a stand. Fully a stand. Yeah. I'd let the doctor dominate me. Is Atashi hitting on a minor?
Wait, hold on.
Okay, we can go back.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
You'd let the doctor, okay, interesting.
Oh, my God.
Mori?
Yeah.
How interesting.
Why is that interesting?
I don't know.
Why is that? Is that an unpopular opinion?
I don't know.
Is that an unpopular opinion? The girl walking around being like, how injured are you?
Yeah. You're good at this. Between this and Anissa from Invincible, you're doing well.
What are you talking about?
With your simping.
She's hot.
Wait, what doctor?
The fucking lady doctor who needs to kill people to heal them.
Yosuno. I thought you meant Mori.
Who's Mori?
I guess you'll see. Did you not get to like a disheveled doctor?
Hisoka?
No.
He's voiced by Hisoka, the leader of the Port Mafia. He said he was.
Yeah. Him.
He was also pretty hot.
He is.
He's also voiced by Hisoka.
Interesting.
Which is like never a good sign.
Yeah.
Ever. That dude's one of the most talented voice actors of all time. He's so typecast and like, you like kids.
Weird, creepy
like
dude.
Kids.
I thought that's who you meant.
Does he like kids?
Loves kids. Huge. Why is the age of consent not 12 guy?
Fucking need me a little young. Fucking that poor man. Like there's like somebody heard his voice and was like pedophile.
Yeah.
Like,
well, fucking stop showing up to auditions and being like, no, I'm.
Do you know the Konosuba? Like literally, his voice is that
finger wiggle.
It's the voice version of that.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's so funny. I mean, he is hot though.
Yeah, he's hot.
A little dishevelment.
Yosuno's sick. Yosuno gets a phenomenal episode in season 4 where it's like a special episode where it's just her backstory, and it's fucking insane. It's great. Yeah. That's a problem with Bungo Stray Dogs. Hearing you say all this aren't opinions I disagreed with when I was watching it. This show is so like has me in Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. Because season 1 is like fine.
It's fine.
And then season 2 is better because all the American authors start rolling up, and it's just fun being like, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Mark Twain, hot twink Mark Twain.
Hot twink, that's what everyone says about him. Not like a grizzled, bearded man, just like hot twink Mark Twain.
Yeah, that's him. Not fucking Einstein-looking motherfucker. Yeah. Just hot dude. Season 2's fun. Season 3 sucks.
Yeah.
Season 3 blows. And then 4 and 5 are some of the most batshit hype anime I've ever seen.
Here's my thing. Season 1 is fine.
Yeah.
Season 3 blows. How the fuck did we get to 4 and 5? Who's greenlighting these?
It's Tumblr.
I guess.
People love fucking Rompo. They love Poe, because Rompo and Poe have a little rivalry, kind of, where Poe's like, I'm your rival, and Rompo's like, okay, because he's like, not.
Sure.
Yeah, just like,
how could you rival the dude who's like, the wind's blowing this direction. I know exactly where this crime happened.
Yeah, it's very that. But it's like, Tumblr just loves it. And the gimmick is perfect for Tumblr, where it's like, oh, what's your favorite author? Maybe you'll see them be hot in this.
Probably.
You know? That's why the American season's so fun. Because it's like, oh, Lovecraft's in it. Nathaniel Hawthorne, that fucking bastard, is in it. I hate Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Why?
He wrote the Scarlet Letter.
What's wrong with the Scarlet Letter? What's wrong with it?
I'm unplugging my
Please
mic.
don't, please don't. I don't know if it'll still work when you put it back in. I don't. We never read any of the classical books.
Dude, none of them.
Well, I don't really remember reading any. I think I read.
We never read.
I think we did Fahrenheit 451, and now they were like, books
that
are good.
Bangs. Ray Bradbury needs to be in Bungo Stray Dogs.
I liked it as well. I think, but you know what I walked away from with Fahrenheit 451?
What?
Sounds kind of nice.
No books.
Like, no war, no books. I was like,
no books.
Books are dumb.
Books are dumb. They're turning us gay. No more books.
Listen, every word you read is one more penis.
There's one more penis in my ass. Please stop
Please
reading.
stop. I'm very uncomfortable.
For every book an American reads, I will suck a cock.
Please stop. I'm actually running out of time.
There's a song called Fuck Me, Ray Bradbury, that I love.
Oh.
It's like, fuck me, Ray Bradbury, the greatest sci-fi writer in history.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Anyway, rest of your notes?
We're definitely coming to the end of it. Is Atashi hitting on a minor? 14.
Yeah.
They do a whole date thing.
They do go on a date.
How old is Atashi, you ask? 18.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's younger than I thought he was.
Yikes. Okay. Who's voiced by Asuna? The small one, Izumi, is voiced by Asuna.
Nice.
Dazai and Chuya fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
I can see it. Because he grabs him by the throat and like, that's sexual energy.
They fuck. Octagawa really wants to fuck Dazai.
Oh, yeah.
Dazai's in such a like love dodecahedron in this show.
He's fucking everybody. He's dipping his pen into everything.
For a guy with objectively the worst power, just turns him off. I'm sick of these fucking I'm anti-power.
Yeah, anti-power is fucking boring.
Shut up,
so
Asta. Shut up, Dazai.
Asta was kind of the first to do it in a big way.
He's like an annoying...
I love MASH being the response to anti, where it's like, fuck your shit. Just like, fuck your shit. Yeah, I love that.
Better.
I love that approach.
Dazai is like the annoying... There's like... What's like something akin to it? I guess Asta.
Yeah,
but
it's anti-magic.
Well, at least with Asta and at least with Luffy. Everyone Luffy and Asta encounter, because I know Luffy's not anti-magic, hear me out.
No, okay.
Everyone Luffy and Asta encounter, they're like, that's the dumbest power ever. Check this out. Everyone Dazai encounters is like, God, he's got the best one.
Everyone's like, oh my God, it's Dazai.
Hey, if Dazai rolls up, just start using a gun.
Just blow his fucking brains out. Do what he's too afraid to do.
Yeah, just shoot the guy.
Like literally, Octagawa and Chuya just started kicking the fucking shit out of him. Like, yeah dude's 130 soaking wet. Kick his ass. That's
the other issue with Bungo Stray Dogs is that their legal system is the same legal system that the Power Rangers have. Where as long as you beat up the opponent enough, they are abdicated of all crime. Like, they will meet villains, like, in the woods. Like, they'll roll up on Chuya in the woods, fight for a bit, knock out Chuya, just leave them there. Just leave them there, run into them again later.
You've learned your lesson.
They arrest 0 people in all 5 seasons. No one ever gets arrested or killed.
The Alzheimer's messenger doesn't get arrested. Octagawa doesn't get arrested. There's that blonde woman who works for the Port Mafia who's like, I hate my fucking job.
Yeah, she does hate her job.
She's just like, everyone's like, hey, you don't belong here. And she's like, I know. Go get a regular job. Why are we so dedicated to this? Okay, I got Ajashi finally becoming a character, episode 10. His fight against Akagawa, pretty good.
Pretty hype.
Pretty good.
I remember the music being cool, too.
It was pretty good. It was Ajashi, and then I said Ajashi punched the fuck out of Octoboy. He fucking, it's like one of those ones where it's like the whole face forms into it. He does it twice.
Yeah.
He fucking rocks.
He really gives him a wallop.
Izumi is 14 in all caps, question mark, exclamation point. Does a guitar riff happen every time the president is shown. The head of the Port Mafia is Hisoka. Are we trying to set up Atashi with the 14-year-old girl? Can we stop beating around killing the sibling fuckers? Because there's like twice that Tanizaki is like he gets kidnapped by like the girl who has the doll thing. I was like, let's stop beating around the bush. Just get him.
Just kill him.
Just kill him.
Yeah.
Why is there so many orphans? Achi, collector of minors. Why is the leader's ability called Vita Sexualis?
Yeah, boy, is it.
Which just means sex life.
Sex life. You know what is... You don't want to know what his power is?
I'm curious.
He summons a child, and that child does, like, nothing. He just summons a child, and it's sex life. The kid, like... I think has a big syringe because he's a doctor and she fights with a syringe. But his power is a child, and he gets to choose.
What do you mean he gets to choose?
Gets to choose.
Which child?
Which child? He just collects them. You see in the backstory, he has a different one, and then he like meets this girl, and he's like, "You're my new one. You're her." You're pretty cool. You're pretty cool.
Listen, when it comes to children, I want to fuck.
Yeah. I go, bing bong, you're mine.
You're mine. Here's your syringe.
I'm like a dainty little girl in a strawberry field. I go, pluck.
Pluck, you're mine. Listen, you're mine. Listen, it's going to be Vita Sexualis. You and me.
One more in the basket. I say, sorry, Rudy Giuliani.
Harvey Einstein, nothing on me. All right, I got this one. All right, yeah. So Bungo Stray Dogs is just, it's fine.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
6.2.
Is it because you're afraid? If we weren't recording, what do you give it?
5.1. 5.1. It's so just.
Nick hated it.
I literally was just like, there was times I had to stop it because I was like, I could be on TikTok right now. I was like, there was 3 to 5 times I was watching Bungo Stray Dogs and I was like, fuck, TikTok is so good. Whoa. That never happens with me with anime. I was just like, I was on a plane to Cancun.
iPad baby.
Dude, I was on a plane to Cancun. Nothing else going on. I was like, I'm just going to take a nap. I was watching Bungo Stray Dogs. I was like,
I'd rather sleep.
I was like, I'd rather sleep in the middle seat.
Wow.
In the middle seat. I was like, I'll just get like, I'll put a sweatshirt right here.
I like you being like, I could either watch this show or fast forward a little closer to death.
Yeah.
And I chose that.
I had 8 episodes downloaded. I watched 10 minutes of one. I was like, holy fuck, I'm so bored.
Wow. We'll see if I make you watch season 2 next game.
Listen, I would love to like it. Yeah. I really would.
Season 4 and 5, you'll dig. That's when it gets good, but that is a long way away.
I felt like the closest I've ever felt to you when you were like, Angel Beats was a mistake. I was like, God, fuck. God, why did I lose?
Good. Now we have actual stakes to our games because they're punishments.
I guess.
Instead of it being like, here's a show that'll change your life.
Because I want to give you Dungeon Meshi, which is incredible.
Yeah, good luck, bitch.
So here's,
I'll never lose.
I'm gonna do the girl one.
Yeah.
Because you did the boy one. I'm gonna do the girl one.
Yeah.
It's gonna
good luck, bitch.
It's gonna be great. I watched Suzume.
Oh, what'd you think?
Way too long.
Boring, right?
Way too goddamn.
Just a nothing burger.
Just 2 hours of fucking. There's like 4. They do the same thing 4 times in a fucking row.
Yeah.
It almost won an Oscar.
It's like an RPG.
It almost won an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's literally Closing Doors, the movie.
Yeah.
It's like she gets to a door, they're like, we gotta close it. Then he turns into a chair, and then she's like, oh, a door. And then they close it, and then that happens 3 more times. 3. They close 5 fucking doors.
It's fucking reverse Monsters Inc.
And then it's like, oh, like his hot friend shows up and they start shipping her on with like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, oh, I didn't get to live my life. It's like, cool, go ride this fucking. I think they're studying to be teachers. Like this like 19-year-old who's got like a shitty Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, the other totem shows up out of nowhere. And then it's like a bigger cat. and they're like, hey, thanks for showing up. And then they fight a fucking giant hentai tentacle.
Yeah, they do fight a big, like, dragon, right?
Just a huge hentai tentacle. Yeah. And then they win. And then the cat goes back. And there's no consequences to anything. And then they separate. Yeah. And then, like, the girl and the guy separate. And then that's it. The fucking most nothing burger movie I've ever. I turned Bungo Stray Dogs off to watch that because I had a TV on the back.
And you're like, maybe I hate anime.
It was the closest I've ever been to being like, oh fuck, anime's not good. I was like, anime is bad.
You just start clawing the skin off your arms.
I was like, am I getting too old for this shit? Like I was like, this won Oscars. People love this. It's awful. Oh,
what
my
a
God.
terrifying realization.
Dude, I was like, we have to cancel the pod. We have to cancel the pod. Oh, my God.
We can't do the pod anymore. The fucking community post is, sorry, pod's canceled. The hosts don't like anime.
Anime is bad.
Anime sucks.
Listen, I said build the wall.
Anime.
I said build the wall or make anime good. We went for the wall.
Dude, buy anime.
Buy anime. Anime's at an all-time low.
So yeah, that's how we'll rate it. You're gonna say buy Suzume and buy Bungo.
Yo, fucking, I'm buying in on Bungo right now, dude. Season 1 over, buy in. Right. Don't buy in on Suzume. Listen, that stock's only gonna. I think time will be cruel to Suzume. Yeah, I think time will be real cruel to Suzume.
Yeah, just abandon Suzume.
Fuck it, that's gonna be a penny stock in a year.
Yeah. What is even next?
We have so much stuff. There's just so.
What do we want to do?
We just spent
Kaiju.
We just spent 50 minutes just being like anime fucking. We went Spy Family sucks, Bungo sucks, Suzume sucks. What else sucks?
I know. I don't want to get to a good one.
I just keep. What else did we hate this week?
Let me think. What I get up to?
Fucking Go-Go was fun.
Yeah, buy or sell. Or hold.
I think I'm holding on Go-Go.
Yeah?
I think I'm holding on Go-Go because it's got flashes. Yeah. It's got flashes where I'm like, nice.
Yeah,
And then I keep forgetting it's on Hulu. I'm missing something. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm way behind on Go-Go.
It's more Go-Go Loser Ranger episode 3, right? Episode 3 just came out. Episode 4 just came out. And yeah, I'm going to hold too because it's like, I feel like
it might just not be well written.
What I want it to be is more exciting than what it is.
Yeah.
But every now and then it gives me a sprinkle, like the Red Ranger
just
pasted a dude.
Yeah, love that.
Pasted a dude and just went back to eating. And I was like, there we go. We're getting close. Yeah. Like, that's what I want. Dialogue's still not good.
No.
And
the character reasoning is fucking beyond me. Beyond me. Fucking, this fighter met 2 people.
Yeah.
And both of them were like, you know what? Let's destroy it. Yeah. I'm on your side. It's like, you're recruiting people.
He got so lucky, and he's not good at what he does.
Objectively bad. We're also way too powerful. The fighters are he was making like the redhead guy's hand, like hair, like head on his hand. And I'm like, that's an incredibly useful thing to do.
They're so strong. There's truly no and they can like teleport kind of.
Yep.
No reason
they can like dematerialize and rematerialize places.
Also, what was the god one? Like, what was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Why did he spare the dude?
He had a laser beam. Did he spare him? Because the dude's like, so we got a character's backstory.
The redheaded ranger, not the Red Ranger.
Everyone's skipping this segment.
Yeah.
But like,
we're on 2 times speed right now.
We got the redheaded dude's backstory. And he's like, you know, he grew up in this murder cult. They summoned down God, which I assumed was
a monster.
He's a monster or a fighter or
the bosses.
I don't know. So he's one of but the fighters can like shapeshift and like they turn into a fucking Jaguar car.
Jaguar truck.
Yeah, Jaguar. Yeah. And so they can shapeshift. So I assume it's one of them. And this deity comes down, murders the whole cult, and then he gets up, and then he goes, somehow I survived. And then it cuts away. And it's like, I guess I gotta, you did.
And then he's like, and then I joined the Rangers because I realized my worldview was incorrect. And then he's like, but no, the Rangers aren't right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he cuts his own hand off.
Yeah, he does cut his hand off, huh?
No,
that was a wild executive decision
for really no reason.
Yeah.
I don't think we're entirely sure on how D's powers work because there's a goopy boy.
Yeah.
There's the goopiest boy.
Yeah, dude melts. And then I'm like, oh, maybe this is like a weird like animated way for sweating, and then he throws his goop at someone.
Acid goop. He's Suegetsu.
Yeah.
And then he gets punched in the back with an arm, which is supposed to be D. And then D and red hair guy switch places. And then when D's in the helicopter heading back to the Ranger Force, which he's already infiltrated and fucked up, mind you.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, oh, that hurts so bad. I had to cut off my arm. You didn't. You could have formulated a different plan.
100% did not.
Like,
even D's like, what are you doing?
Like he's like, oh, and he's like, this is nothing compared to what you've been through. He's made of dust. He is made of dust. He's lit.
I know. What an ally. What a white knight.
And so he's like,
this is nothing.
D's like, I'm going to destroy the Rangers. And he's like, not if I fix them first. Why are you helping destroy them then?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. It might not be a good show.
It might not be a good show, but Power Rangers.
Yeah, but it's a great idea. It's Power Rangers and the boys. It's such a good idea. But yeah, it's just nonsense. And then D cuts off the red dude's head. Yeah. Somehow. Which doesn't make any sense.
And then he's fine.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. And it's like also the goopy dude with acid goop.
Yep.
So humans have powers? They have some people with powers, and they have replica ancient weapons.
Yep.
So you can just make them.
And apparently,
what's the difference?
The guy, right? And then the guy with the gun earlier was somehow a higher rank than the guy who can fucking dematerialize his body into acid. What's going on there?
None of it makes sense.
And then they also just throw this guy in, this blue guy who's just hunting down D for no goddamn reason. They're like, there's no exposition of him being like, how dare you infiltrate our ranks? It just appears. It just appears.
Yeah.
He's
just there.
I think it might just be like they're adapting a shit ton of the manga way too fast.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's like better paced than the manga.
Yeah. It's fucking ripping. Yeah. Maybe it's got to be because they're jumping around so much. It's like, oh my God, I feel like this is like the inside of Chris's brain. Like the wires are not connecting. But you know what is? Listen,
I can't believe you're going to say Chris and just hope people know what you're talking about.
I'd say it's for us. It's not for them. It's not for... Listen, if you know Chris Barnett, you don't know he's like has crippling ADHD. He's one of my favorite people, but it's just fucking... You know what? I don't want to say my anime takes are better than your anime takes. And I want you to take this the wrong way.
You shouldn't.
But the number one anime you were excited about is the anime that we just talked about making no fucking sense. You want to know what the number one anime I was excited about was?
What?
That's just hit its incredible episode 5 power tournament.
Windbreaker.
Motherfucking Windbreaker.
Dumbass, stupid ass Windbreaker.
I knew it was gonna do well.
Our friend Daniel Duenas, like, I hung out with them and I was like, man, and Nick is on this stupid fucking show. It sucks. It's boring. It's a dumb idea. And they were like, oh, interesting, because I value Nick's opinion. I value yours. I got to see what I feel.
Swiss of them.
Daniel's fucking posting about Windbreaker, being like, this is the shit. This is great. So and I'm like, stop this. Cease. Cease and desist.
God, I'm going to talk to them about it. I'm going to talk to them about it this weekend when we're playing Pictionary. Oh, it's so good. It's literally, they were just like, oh, here's the gang. Oh, there's another gang. The fight time. You know how long it took Tokyo Revengers to have a gang fight? It took like 12 episodes. They're like, we're doing a power tournament. 5 episodes in. There are already 2 fights in. 2 fights have already happened. 5 episodes into the show. There's like, next episode's going to be like 2 big fights. And then 2 leaders of rival gangs are going to be fighting by like episode 7.
Yeah.
It's great. The animation is incredible. The character design is so cool. The music's fantastic. There's a guy who's just doing like Tai Chi. He's got an eye patch. He's like redirecting people's. He's like giving a whole speech about like becoming an adult. And he's like, oh, like being an adult is about empathy and experience and imagination. He's just fucking disrespecting this child. It is so good. And I knew it would be good because the opening is one of the best openings I've ever heard.
I don't even know it.
It's like
you're gonna say that while Kaiju number 8 is coming out?
Listen, Kaiju number 8's graphics.
I see hell rise within your eyes.
Why is it English?
Because it's sick.
One Republic is the closing.
Because everything in America is better than every country.
That's honestly,
right,
we're number
bitch.
1. That's why I'm going to watch Bungo Stray Dogs season 2, just so I can root for America.
Yeah, baby.
That's the thing. I love it. I love it when they try to be like, oh, America's the bad guys. I'm like, I know. Still going to root for them. Still going to fucking absolutely. F. Scott Fitzgerald, get in there. Kick some ass.
Get in there. Hey. What?
What?
You don't know that? Get in there.
Yeah. You're just not hey.
Sorry, my guy.
If we're doing club bangers, you better know the words, or you better back it up.
Back it up. Good. That was good.
Thank you. I tried my hardest. So yes, this is incredible. The leader of Beaufort is Gojo. I've confirmed it. He laughed and he was like,
do they have powers?
No. Like his voice actor is Gojo. He did like a
He's on fire.
He
power tournament.
No, he puts his jacket on and they do like an impact frame of like
that's hype.
like his body turning to fire and everyone's like it's like people reading his aura.
Whoa.
And it's like Switch. It's so dope.
That sounds sick.
It's so dope. And he's basically Gojo as a character too. He's like ridiculously powerful, but he's like loves everybody and everything, and he's like super soft boy, but when he gets serious, he's like super powerful. It is awesome. It's Gojo into the universe. It's fun, man. There's no physical way Danny watched episode 5 without getting hyped. I know you haven't seen it, but when you watch it, I need an immediate response because the music is incredible.
Yeah.
The fights are awesome.
I'll check it out. I'll be prepared next week. I was like recapping myself on My Hero.
No, you're watching the 4 episodes they put out?
Yeah.
Should we talk about My Hero?
Sure. It's cool. Pretty cool. You know.
Yeah,
she Stars and Stripes is nonsense. It's the first episode of season 7 of My Hero. I love the fucking crazy batshit tone of season 6 and 7.
Yeah. It's all at war.
Season 6 doesn't get enough praise. Season 6 is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like JJK level animation, which is a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because, like, what are we doing? This is the biggest anime on Earth right now. Like
5-6 years ago, maybe.
Like, for sure, yeah. I mean, right now, probably it is, though. I think it's bigger than JJK.
Konosuba.
What are you talking
Still
about?
number 1, baby. It's the biggest. It's more people are watching Konosuba than MHA.
But on what metric?
My anime list. Should I look? Should we look?
That doesn't mean anything.
Should we look?
No, but that doesn't mean anything.
Do you think we can look at like anime?
Yeah, like most
anime seasonal streams, seasonal stream. Listen, there's got to be somebody out there. Listen, I'm gonna consult the chat.
Fuck it. I think it's My Hero.
No one's got any info for me.
Anyway.
Look, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that MHA isn't one of the biggest anime on Earth. Obviously it is. But, like, it's not as big as it used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
And season 6 is unfortunately a big part of that.
I think season 6 is, like, one of the best seasons, though.
It's good. It's, like, everything season 6 and beyond is season 5 and beyond. Like, when
Season 5 was the dip. Season 5 was when a lot of people dropped
My
off.
Villain Academia is actually when the manga starts turning to what I enjoy more.
Yeah.
Like, I like the muscular is fun. Like, you know, like the what's the school tournament thing where Deku is like, that's all fun. When it actually starts getting serious, that's when I actually started enjoying the manga more.
Yeah.
And so, but apparently, like, people don't like villain backstories, and Shigaraki's kind of an e-boy. And so, like, that is when definitely the dip started. But season 6 is fun.
They also it's just so oppressive. No one likes heroes anymore.
Yep.
Deku's on the run. Hawks' backstory is crazy.
Yep.
The Todoroki's backstory can't
Twice.
keep getting worse.
Yeah.
Like
Endeavor, like, really trying to be dad of the year. Yeah.
Fucking, like, Endeavor doesn't get a redemption arc. Like, he just doesn't deserve one.
Oh, gotcha.
He just, like, was too shitty. It's like fucking trying to give Ozai a redemption arc.
My brother in Christ, it gets worse.
He's the worst person.
It gets worse.
He's just a villain. It's genuinely crazy he's allowed to be a hero, considering he, like, drove his wife to insanity, beats her, like, literally just a criminal man, just a crime man.
Yeah.
Beats her.
It's like you take the ugly kids. Fucking boot to the face.
And then drove his son into villainy. Like, Endeavor's just a villain.
Yeah.
But, like, so good. Such a great season. Really intense. And then this is, like, just still kind of, like, having that bleed over. We met Stars and Stripes. She has the most fucking, like, 12-year-old on a playground power. Where
Anything I touch, I control.
Yeah.
It's literally Tagurate. It's Tagurate.
It's also, like, fake because she's like, I can only enforce 2 at a time.
2 rules at a time.
And 1, I'm always enforcing, which is that I'm
strong.
Very strong.
Yes.
And then she's like, so then I could do 1 rule. And then she's like, okay, I'm like, the air around me solidifies 1,000 times my size.
Yes.
Turns into a big her. She didn't say she can control it. She just said it solidifies 1,000 times her size. And then it turns into a stand, and she controls it.
Yep.
And then she goes...
An invisible stand.
And which is nonsense, because that wasn't the rule. So then she goes, everyone fire lasers. And then she goes, these lasers are a spear.
Yeah.
Why is the stand still there?
I remember when this happened in the manga, everybody was like, yeah, I think it's because...
It's all fake.
The air is an extension of her or something at that point. No, because she shouldn't be able to control the lasers and the stand. You're absolutely right. I don't know. She might have turned off her super strength. I don't remember. It's been a while since I read that chapter.
It's just crazy that we got a thorough lesson in Japanese for like 5 to 7 minutes.
I rewinded when we were watching MHA because I wanted to time how long there was a still frame shot of like there being like an explanation of them explaining how New Order works, because New Order is not difficult. Yeah. It's not difficult to explain. It's literally she touches something, she can control it. Yeah. And like
she sets the rules for it.
And there's like people like, oh, it's all about perception. Like if you say somebody's name, if they perceive themselves to be differently, it's important because Shigaraki and One for All are like sharing a body.
Why does fucking the opponent get a say in it? You know?
This is why I said this fight is bullshit.
Because then it's like...
Before we started this was my one of... It's really cool visually. One of the coolest fights in the entire manga. It's one of my least favorite fights.
Well, if perception matters.
Yes.
And she goes, like, your hands are spaghetti.
Yeah.
Maybe that works. Even if it doesn't work.
But you can't say yours. Just say the name of the thing she's touching.
If I touch you and I go, Nicholas Connor's hands are spaghetti.
Yeah.
And your hands turn into spaghetti. Mm-hmm. If Dorothy walks into the room, are your hands still spaghetti? Because she didn't perceive me do that.
No, it's between us. It's about we have to agree on the perception of what Nicholas Connor is.
Whatever. Nonsense.
It's literally just a beat around the... Like, it's so funny because it's like...
It's because specifically... there is ambiguity on whether or not Shigaraki is like, that's the only reason that rule works.
It's so funny to me because that needed to be written into how her powers work because otherwise she'd be broken, right? And then I'm like, hey, Horikoshi, you wrote her.
Yeah.
You're like, fully, you made her exist. You brought her in just to fight Shigaraki. Yeah. Don't change up the rules a little bit. Yeah. Don't be like, oh, I grabbed you. And he's like, oh, I have this identity crisis split thing. We don't need to. We just don't need to do that. Like, just like make it say that like she can't, like she doesn't know his name or something like that. It's so...
Make Shigaraki less powerful.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I'm not liking about My Hero is all of this quirk sharing bullshit. I hate that Shigaraki's power is decay, but also laser beam. And it's also flight. And it's also teleportation.
One of the more annoying things about All for One is that you don't see him get all his quirks, and then all his quirks go to Shigaraki.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he's like
doing whatever.
He's like airwaves plus maximum output plus super strength, and you're like, oh, okay. Like Shigaraki could say anything. He could be like, fucking come yourself quirk, and like
she'd be like, damn it,
fucking,
I'm not even jorking.
Yeah, I haven't even jorked yet. It's like that's my third rule. Yeah. And it's like, it's so, if I have it, like, no one's gonna be like, oh, All for One doesn't have that quirk.
Yeah.
Fuck do you know? He's been around for 100 years.
It just sucks because the best part about My Hero is that Horikoshi is so good at coming up with insane powers no one else would think of. And, like, balancing them where it's like this, but this. Where it's like naval laser, but he gets sick. So he's not just, like, beaming everybody.
It's fucking, fire and ice. He has to use the fire. What's it? Todoroki has to use the fire like to counterbalance his ice because he can freeze or he can overheat with his flames.
Yeah, even Deku, like he's strong, but he breaks.
Yeah, but he breaks,
which is cool.
Oh, that boy brittle.
Yeah, and then like Bakugo is like, you know, there's seemingly no downside, but it's so destructive that it's almost useless.
Yeah, like he gets like blowback on his hands and like he can like run out of sweat.
And so it's like. That was the most fun part about the power system is that everyone's balanced, everyone has pros and cons, and like the main theme of the show is like working with what you have to be the best that you can be. Like Mirio's power on the surface is like lame. If you're like, oh, you get the ability to like walk through walls and objects, you'd be like,
oh, sorry, I was thinking Mirio.
Same with Miriko. Hers sucks, but she's sick.
Fucking rabbit. And she's like, I'm just going to kick somebody's head off.
Yeah, but it's like Mirio's so cool because it's like he gets a power that anyone else would be like, I'll be a stealth guy, or like, I'll do espionage. And he's like, no, I'm going to figure out a way to make this a fight.
I'm going to punch the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. And so it's like, you lose that if everybody's just getting a
Everyone's the
billion
avatar.
powers.
That was a very like succinct thing you said while we were watching. You're like, fucking, I don't like that Deku's the avatar.
Yeah.
Because he can just like tap into all these previous users of all like One for All, and it's like, cool, like here's my quirk. And then like it's because Horikoshi's getting rushed by his editors, but it's like we got to see him learn how to use Black Whip, and then in the manga right now, he's just like, I learned it then. And you're like, cool, nice that you've mastered it, I guess. Like,
it
huge.
sucks. It's so annoying, especially because like they're not interesting. Anytime Deku goes to talk to them, they're so boring.
Yeah.
It's also weird. I don't get how like it's weird he's getting rushed by his editors, considering it's like
Because nobody likes the villains.
I know, but it's also like he's getting rushed to the end. It's not like he's getting rushed out of an arc. It's like I have to assume the manga's still doing well. It's weird that they'd be like, no more of this manga. Get out of here.
It's fine.
Go back to writing horror manga. That'll sell.
Yeah. Like his first one, Barrage.
Yeah.
Like it's actually just like he has a manga retelling of The Prince and the Pauper.
Good for him.
Yeah, like one of his characters from his Prince and Pauper retelling just showed up in MHA. Like, oh my god, the universes are connected.
Weird.
There's a Prince and a Pauper, like there's royal families in MHA apparently. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's like it's a good fight. It's a cool fight.
was good.
It's
I
a
liked
stand
it.
grabbing a bunch of lasers and like there's nukes flying in. Like
Yeah.
it's fun. It's just this fight aggravates me.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about it next week. It's just kind of no. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm trying my hardest, genuinely, to not spoil anything. I just don't enjoy this fight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really good fights on the way. The spinner, like they started to introduce the spinner arc, and like actually beyond this point in the story, the side characters start to get a lot more play, which is awesome. Like there's the whole there's like a heteromorph like arc on the way.
Yeah.
Where it was like you saw like in the beginning they were like, oh, heteromorphs are being suppressed by society because of the way they look. There's like kind of like a racial undertone thing that I think gets wrapped up a bit too quickly. Like they're like oh fucking like they just are started introducing the fact that like, oh, heteromorphs are second-class citizens in this world. Like they're gonna introduce it like next episode. It'll be done in like 2 episodes, 3 episodes. They'll be like, we did it, racism solved. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's still lizard men. Like that's still a problem.
I know. That's just like Korra. Like Korra also was like, there's racism. And then they're like, no, there isn't.
You're like, well, we did it. Good
Yeah.
job. MLK died for this. So yeah, it's fun. It's a good episode. I hope that they don't do as much slideshow in the next, because I literally timed it. And while they were describing New Order, there was a 20-second still frame.
I don't know.
And I was like, that's crazy.
It didn't like bother me as much as just like the length of his explanation, because the fight was good. There was a lot of motion in the fight.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that was the biggest thing that people complained about in season 6 was like lack of good animation and like still frames. And so I wasn't that like, oh my God, I'm fucking furious about this, but I'm like, people are gonna bitch about this. And it's crazy because MHA now, like right now, there's something going on with Bleach. Studio Period's been having a ton of announcements recently, and they just announced that Core 3 of Bleach is actually getting adjusted to a different part of their company called Studio Period Movies.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, we made a new segment of our company that's just like we're gonna give projects to and say make it movie quality.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, Bleach is our biggest IP. Fucking make it movie quality.
Yeah.
So like Core 3 might be out later, but it's gonna look like if you look at TYBW, already movie quality.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what they're going to improve. Like it's already gorgeous and that's a big pull to it, but like it's gonna be better.
Yeah, that's hype.
So I'm like, I don't know. When I see MHA, like I'm just like, yeah, like you could have gone harder for it.
That's
You know?
what I mean. And it's like one of the biggest anime.
It's
like,
got so much money behind it.
Yeah.
So much money behind it. Speaking of things that have money behind it, but don't look quite right, Kaiju number 8.
Interesting.
I don't like. Here's the thing. So we 2 episodes we watched. Stank actually sent us a pretty good point where he was like, I wish these episodes were 45 minutes long. And I agree.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize, and probably because when I read the manga, I crushed the manga in a
clicking
week.
through it.
And I was like, oh, fucking, like the manga's great. The manga's really good. But like, there's something about the way that these episodes have been paced. It's like one thing happens, and then there's like 7-8 minutes of setup, and then we get the second thing begin to happen. It's like, we'll see you next episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, the chapters are like 80 pages long, right?
only in the beginning.
Gotcha.
The first chapter is like 70 pages long, and then the rest are like 15, 20 pages. They're all like very standard. But like things start going, and like now that Kaiju number 9's been introduced, the pace picks up a lot. I just can't get over their faces, man. I can't. And then he looks wrong in his kaiju form. Like, they're having this crazy fight in the manga right now, like a crazy sick fight in the manga. And I just want to show you, what he looks like because, and I know we kind of did this last week, but like they just dropped a gorgeous chapter. And he's in his kaiju form in this massive battle. And he just looks right.
Yeah.
Like he looks like, no, that's kaiju number 9.
Yeah, they definitely got him sausaged up.
Like he looks, so the way I'm describing it is like, this is him. That's him in this most recent chapter.
Yeah, it's so, like, the energy is
and it's just
so
detailed.
good.
It looks good. It's got black shading. My issue is what I've realized. The faces don't have shading.
Yeah.
None of the faces have shading. And like, that makes me really uncomfortable. But
You know what's interesting? You know what's always, like, bothered me about the manga of Kaiju number 8?
what?
It looks, this is so, like, a non-issue. Like, don't think that I'm like, I'll never read it because of this.
Yeah.
But I so love hand-drawn manga, like One Piece, where I'm at least, because it came out in 1947 or whatever.
Yeah. Like Hitler died, and they're like, let's get this bitch going. Yeah.
Like Skypia's like from the fucking year 7.
Yeah, I know. Like the wall fell in Berlin, and they're
Yeah.
like, fucking time to get up, time to get the Sky Island.
But so look at that, or put it away.
I'm sorry.
Like, I so love the hand-drawn look, and Kaiju number 8 is so aggressively digital. Like, everything's like
You think so?
gray, but it's like, it's not like a harsh, I don't know, like it's not black and white. Everything's like gray.
No, you're very
white.
right. Comparing this, if you were to compare this to like
Like
JJK,
Vinland Saga or JJK. Yeah, JJK's very, I don't love the look of
JJK is
it.
too hand drawn sometimes.
Well, that's the thing.
Like you'll be looking at a chapter and you're like, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Which sucks. I hate like the clarity issue, but like I'd prefer a Chainsaw Man or a JJK where it looks grungy as hell, because at least I'm like, that feels hand drawn. Whereas Kaiju number 8 looks so digital in that it feels like they draw it out and they like click paint bucket and then make it gray.
Like Phil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you a panel right now from JJK chapter 252. This is
a great game.
Let
Let me show you a panel and you tell me what's happening.
Oh wow. I would love for you to try and figure this out because it's nonsense.
This is a good idea for a
this
game.
is nonsense.
You never called me, bro.
This is 252 and JJK is nonsense.
Okay.
Occasionally, Gege just hops in. Listen, if you technically say what's happening in that panel, it's kind of a spoiler, but
I have a real gun to my head.
there's a lot happening in that panel.
I know what's happening.
Okay. What's happening in that panel?
Spoiler
ad.
By the way, Nick just spoiled me anyway, and I'm fine with it.
You got it.
Yuta
Yep.
is stabbing Sukuna in the back.
Okay.
And Rika is there, and she's being goopy. And it goes, it's the best. And then Rika is scooping someone away as Yuta pulls the sword out. Correct?
Very close.
Wow. I love this. I think this looks really cool.
Yeah?
It's so grungy. I get it.
It's so hard to read.
It looks like, have you ever seen Oda do his like mock-ups of what a panel's supposed to look like, and then he hands it to his editor?
Editors, yeah.
That's what that looks like. It looks like the editor never got it.
There's times
just
I'm
scribbled up.
reading chapters on leaks, and I'm like, did we get an early version of the chapter? I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
that's just the official version.
That's so funny.
It's crazy.
You know what's funny? I feel the same way. I keep trying to get into the Naruto manga, and for some reason I'm
I
like,
like the way it looks.
this is ugly. Same with Boruto.
No, I guess yeah. Ikimoto's I dislike. I don't dislike Ikimoto's art style. I like it less than Kishimoto's. But everyone's so hypercritical on Ikimoto's like art style. It's like, oh, I don't like. Listen, Naruto's new design, Gaara's new design, garbage. Yeah. Garbage. Shikamaru looks like his father, but like I don't like how Ikimoto draws Hinata at all. I hate the short hair so much.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. Wrong guy, but. I like the art style.
It could be because I grew up with the anime, so I was like, I'm in Barnes
And the
and
anime
Noble.
looked good from the fucking jump.
That's the other thing. I'll bring this up later because we're tangenting.
Who gives a shit?
All right.
We're talking about Kaiju number 8.
All right.
It's like Kaiju number 9 gets introduced. That's cool. He resurrects a bunch of people. fun.
right,
It was a good episode. It's a good episode.
I loved it.
I loved
by
it
the
as well.
way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it too. It was probably my favorite thing that we talked about this week. I just can't get. I'm sorry. I came in so low on it. I was like, I remembered a couple things about the episode. I love having Shen about. I love having like running around.
Kaiju number 8 or 9 is so cool looking.
Yes.
I love him.
He does a bunch of like he's kind of like Frieza. He's got a bunch of different forms throughout the entirety of the manga, and he just keeps getting bulkier.
He's got a great look. I think the bullet system is stupid.
What do you mean?
Where it's like,
wait until you get introduced to cryo bullets.
Where it's like her gun shoots harder because she's sick as fuck.
Because she's got more kaiju fiber. That's it. Because for some reason, kaiju fiber make bullet go burr.
It's really weird that like she like got on a treadmill and it was like your gun's gonna be better than everyone else.
You're about to shoot the shit. Wait until you see Mina in action.
It's really silly and poor everyone else genuinely.
Yeah.
You were right. I do kind of hate the humor, but I think I wouldn't hate it as much because I don't hate it in Bungo. And Bungo has similar humor where it's very like people being all serious and smoking and cool. And then they're like, whoa, what do you mean this happened? What do you mean I pooped?
They'll say something and then it'll be like 3 seconds. And then it'll be like, or like somebody like walk in and when everyone thinks they're dead and they're like, oh, what are you doing here? Yeah. And then there's always like somebody gets their head drawn as a circle and their arms are noodles.
Yeah. My beef. So I like that actually. I like in Bungo, it's a lot of characters like Kunikita's very badass looking. So when he's badass, you feel it, but then when he's silly, it's like, oh, that's fun.
Oh, a man who can do both.
Yeah, it's like Alphonse Elric, you know. But here,
I love whenever he's just like a little blob. And he's got the little thing. You got the little feather. Yeah, I love
gray blob.
I love blob
That's
Alphonse.
Fun. I do like that. Here though, and I share your issue in Kaiju number 8, Kafka looks so stupid by default that when he goes from he's like, oh, it was a grenade full of piss. What?
Why would they give us these?
And then he snaps and he's like, guess I just gotta take him out myself.
Yeah.
The badass side feels stupid because I'm like, you look like a fucking South Park character.
It straight up does.
Like he looks like a South Park character, and I'm like, nothing of what you've done from like episode 1 on proves to me that you've earned this badass line.
Yeah.
Like Deku has one of the best growths from pussy, from bitch to Blair Witch.
Yeah. Purr. Damn. Purr. Fucking the boots the house down. Get him, girl.
This is next year when we do our best of OA. That's going.
Yeah. Write it down. Highlight it.
Nick. Vroom.
Fucking.
But
listen, I'm redlining.
Deku is the best transition from like bitch to badass that I've ever seen because in early days, when he's doing something badass, he's still like kind of crying and he's like, I hope this works. And then like you get to season 2 and 3 and he's like, I don't even care if I die. I gotta do this. Yeah. And it's like, you've earned that.
Yeah.
Kafka hasn't earned it.
No.
He's just like a bitch 80% of the time.
He just failed the test a bunch of times and then like spent 10 years cutting up kaiju. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll step in here, Kikuru. And you're like, all right, like sure, obviously. Yeah. I love Kikuru as a character.
Which one is that?
Kikuru Shinomiya.
Blonde. Gotcha.
She's a great character. They really leaned into the daddy aspect in English. Like, I don't remember it being so like, daddy, am I? Like, it was like her, like she has daddy issues. We're not gonna sit here and say that she doesn't. I just feel like in English, they super leaned into it. And I was like, all right, like father.
When she's like passing out and like Kaiju number 8's like waltzing towards her and she's like, daddy? I was like, what the fuck did your dad look like?
Big dude. Yeah. Big dude. Yeah. He's a large man.
Yeah. I like fucking the squinty eye Proctor who like is Shen. I love Shen, who's fucking like Kafka's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Just out of like the meme ability of him.
Shen is my favorite character in the manga.
He's really fun.
He's awesome. He's fucking sick.
His voice actor, they're eventually going to replace Rompo with him.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
He eventually becomes Rompo.
He sounds a lot like Rompo, actually.
Yeah.
That's very funny. He's very talented. I love Shen. I love Teams 3, like Division 3.
He's also Shin, or what's that guy's name? Ling. in Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, those are three very
Squinty-eyed
similar
people.
Those are three. Oh my God, it is all beady-eyed people.
Yeah.
There, it's like Japan being racist to itself. What's going on there, actually? And they're all voiced in the exact same capacity.
Yeah.
It's so awesome that the dub and the sub are coming out simultaneously.
It's awesome.
Listen, I don't know how that is not the gold standard, but it kind of makes sense when you consider the fact that there's a One Republic closing song. Like, did Japan know this was going to be bigger in America than it was in Japan?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, our manga sales are way bigger in America than they are Japan. Let's focus on the English side or something.
For sure.
Because, like, surely they're just like, the episodes have been done for 2 weeks. Get it to the dubbing team.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why everybody doesn't do that.
Just fucking
Finish.
wait.
Just finish it.
Just wait to
Get
release
yourself
it.
6 months more than you thought you needed.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
It's so easy.
Somebody's going to be like, oh, but that requires money. Fuck you.
They have money.
They have money. I didn't watch Slime Isekai. I might drop it, honestly.
Nick hated it.
It's awful. It's really bad. Like, listen, I understand we're saying a lot of things are bad this week. Suzume was bad. Kaiju number 8 was good. Bungo Stray Dogs was fine. Spy Family movie was fine. The time I got reincarnated as a slime, it's just 4 episodes of factions, like being like, oh, war happened, and then they just like, here's what we do. If I have to do one more political history lesson in a fucking made up world about a slime running a monster country, I dropped. Shield Hero 2 episodes into season 2 because I was like, I'm bored. And I'm there with the time I got reincarnated as slime, which is one of my favorite isekais of all time. You give me 3 bad episodes in a row,
You're fucked.
you're dead to me.
Yeah, you're cooked.
You're dead to me. I have so little loyalty. There's so much going on, especially this season. I don't need to do the fucking reaction channel. I don't need to fucking all see the reaction
Watch
YouTubers of the time I got reincarnated as a slime being like, or more like, bore.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the country. Like, I don't give 2 shits.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah.
Panda Mom goes, Nick, please take Danny to a drag brunch. Have you ever been to a drag brunch?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, me too. I don't know why they said it. I just saw it, but I wanted to be like, I've been to a drag brunch.
Panama, I do love this is an ally moment for me. I like this. I like that I am identified as drag brunch king over here. I think it's less about like, oh, Nick is more for the theys, thems, gays, and wait, what was it? What's your thing? Squirrels, boys.
Squirrels. I'm for the squirrels.
What is it? Boys, girls.
Boys, girls, and squirrels.
I tried to do your thing.
Yeah. I'm like the Lorax, baby.
That's trees of which they are in.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love that I've been identified as I think it's more about the fact that you just don't go outside. Like, I think Panama was like, oh, like I like take Danny somewhere. Listen.
As I recede.
Yeah, like in darkness, take me. Listen.
You give Big Brother energy. I feel.
I am older than you.
I've always said I think you're Edward Elric and I'm Alphonse.
I could live with that. I'm short.
Yeah.
I mean, so are you though. But they're about the same size. When Ed gets his body back, and when Al gets his body back,
spurt.
No, they're both.
Ed gets a growth spurt. Ed gets taller.
He gets tall. Their dad's huge.
Yeah.
Van
Hohenheim.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah.
The big dude. I have a great best boy that I need to talk about.
Dawn.
You might have the same one. My best boy is Invincible.
Why?
More specifically, they're North Korean animators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
What is up with that? So for those of you who didn't hear, Invincible, like may not, like I don't think anyone's like, oh, Invincible, like putting them in hot water. So I don't want to be like, oh, Invincible's in some hot water. But basically, Invincible like leased out the animation. They were like, hey, they leased out their animation to a studio that they believed was in China. And so they're like, oh, we're like hiring Chinese animators to animate this season. Why wasn't it done sooner? And apparently that Chinese animation studio leases out their animation to animators in North Korea. And so there's just dudes in North Korea drawing Mark, like fighting. Like, yeah, it's like Anissa. There's like a couple of dudes being like, boy, I wish I had the internet. Meanwhile, here's Anissa. And then they send that to a Chinese animation studio that then sends it to Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
whoa.
Amazon, this is the most expensive, like the 3rd most expensive project you need.
Yeah.
We need to sublease the animation to China and North Korea.
Just hire 30 Americans.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. That's crazy.
One of the craziest stories I've heard in a while.
I know so little about North America. Well, that's not wrong.
Listen,
that's
a
not
Freudian
incorrect.
slip if I've seen one. Yeah.
That's not incorrect.
Yeah.
But I know so little about North Korea other than just like what I've seen,
what you see,
what everyone knows.
Kim Jong, great guy.
It's like shocking to me that they are allowed to just fucking work on Invincible.
Gotta make some bread. Gotta make the only people they can do commerce with is China, basically, and like kind of Russia. And so if China brings them work, they can be like, yeah, well, absolutely do this. And there's gonna be people there that are doing animation, I guess. Like they have computers, like they have computers. And so like that's just how you're getting your Invincible. Straight out of North Korea, which is hilarious.
They gotta fucking give it to anyone else.
Amazon sell it.
Amazon, please sell Invincible.
Sell
They'll
it.
never do it. But God, I'd love to see it well animated. By people excited to work on it.
Who's doing Kaiju number 8?
I don't even know. I feel like we do this every week. Is it Cloverworks?
It's not Cloverworks. Just sell. Sell on Kaiju number 8. Sell on Invincible.
Well, yeah. Wait, what is it?
Oh, I'd sell on Invincible.
Well, sell Invincible.
I'd sell on
true.
Invincible. I think it's the lowest Invincible's ever been.
For sure.
I think this is the great price on Invincible. All right, what's your best boy?
My best boy is bringing it back to Naruto.
Oh,
it was gonna be Final Fantasy VII because I went to Little Tokyo, and Square.
Nice. We're getting to the tummy.
Square Enix. I got sick from Little Tokyo because Square Enix had a pop-up shop. That was like fun enough. It's definitely just like
this is just not the rundown I got on the phone, but I love that. Keep it PG, baby.
I got sick from it.
Yeah. No. We're good.
But it's like it's this little like it's a fun thing to do if you're already in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just wait for a con because it didn't have anything that wasn't at cons.
And Square Enix is at any con.
Yeah. So it was like. We went and I was like, oh, you know what? I've been playing Final Fantasy VII on stream, as you saw.
No.
And there's like a Cloud and Sephiroth, like doll, I'd say figure, but they're dolls.
Okay, the plushies.
They're like this tall. No, they're like action figures, but they're too tall.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they're like doll sized.
Yeah, they're G.I. Joe sized.
Yeah. And so I got them and I was like, rather than order them online or wait for a con, I want to go out, get them. I also got like a little otter wearing like a lily pad for a hat.
Nice.
Final Fantasy 14 because I love 14. And so, and that just got me sick because it was just tons of fucking people crammed underground because the Little Tokyo Mall kind of sucks.
Just breathing on you. Just fucking horking.
It blows.
Yeah.
It's got great shops. In like
that underground Little Tokyo Mall area is like straight out of the 80s. They haven't touched it.
Yeah.
There's that Pokemon card shop. There's a card shop that's like right when you enter. There's a couple like gashapons. It is cramped.
It's like if you go there when it's closed. I've never done this, but I assume it'd feel like just being in a Fallout game.
And it's closed most of the time.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 out of 5 times I've been to Little Tokyo, that place is just fully shut down. I'm like, it's a middle of the day on a Tuesday. Nobody's there.
Yeah. But anyway, my best boy was going to be Final Fantasy VII because I'm really, the remake, loving it. Super fun. Very cool game. But roping back to Naruto.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok that was like, remember when this was like the best animated fight in anime history? And it was Sasuke versus Orochimaru during the Chunin exams.
It's only 2 minutes.
It
Force to death, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It rips.
It's fucking sick.
It's fucking phenomenal.
There's a moment when Sasuke activates his Sharingan and he's like, I can see. And then he just turns into a blob, like a circle blob. But he's like, actually, like he comes in with like a taijutsu kick. I literally just did a video about this fight. He's like blowing, he does his giant fireball jutsu at Orochimaru, which starts out as a ball. And then he like takes his hands and opens his mouth further and it just turns into a flamethrower. It's a fucking sick moment. Orochimaru pops out of the flames. Part of his face is melting. And he's like, oh my God, this kid's serious. It's good. It's like 2 minutes. It's awesome.
It's sick. There's a part where Sasuke kind of disappears and then like dives down towards Orochimaru, like grabs him by his waist, flips him over and does the Izuna drop. Like that's it. It's so good. It's so phenomenal. Good. It reminded me that Sasuke used to be like a really, really cool character.
Yeah. Sasuke used to be like well-written new ones. Like you go back and you watch Land of the Waves, he has like a really cool fight against Haku and like him and like Naruto versus Zabuza. The first fight is really awesome. Like, dude, it was fun. And it was like so grungy that like early 2000s animation style was so grungy.
Yeah.
So like green, like kind of faded.
Well, it also used to have Dragon Ball lost this with Super, where everyone had fucking like 1,000 dirt lines on them. Like everyone was so dirty. They just don't draw that anymore because like, God, that must take forever. I love
when there's like a little bit of mouth, like little blood coming out of the mouth, and they slide it, and then it turns into like red lines on the cheek. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, it like everyone was so dirty, like Naruto. Yeah, in the Land of Waves, there's just like Naruto covered in needles.
Yep.
His like the fur collar. He has a fur collar, right?
It's like a white. It's white. Yeah.
His weird collar's all like frayed and like dirty, covered in blood and like ground and shit.
Zabuza's the perfect example of that. He ends the arc with like 14 knives in his back, and you're like, that dude's going through it, and I can see that.
I love original Naruto. It's so fucking
There's really bad moments. There's really bad animation moments, but like they did a good enough job at hiding them and like hyping up the good moments. Even Rock Lee versus the Sound Village Ninja, when he hits his like reverse lotus and like spins the guy into the ground, but he softens the dirt right before he goes in. So good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, that's why I was at Barnes and Noble. And
wait, what does this have to do with Final Fantasy VII?
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
My
gotcha.
best boy is that fight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Love
I was
that.
saying it was going to be Final Fantasy VII, but this fight was like the coolest thing I saw all week.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
watching you stream was one of the most exhausting things I've ever done.
Why?
Listen, I understand that when you do reaction content, you're writing down bits. You're like, oh, this is funny. I'm gonna react here. I'm gonna be big jokes, all that. 25 minutes, just bang, 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 bang. You stream constant flow of bits for like 4 hours. You're just like, Cloud, more like loud. Why are we yelling in here? Am I right, chat? And then you just like everyone's like, haha, and you just keep moving. And you're like, I don't know, I don't remember all the women's name, but you're just running constant bits for like 30 minutes straight. And then you're like, all right, how's chat doing? You're like,
am I not supposed to do content?
No, you fully do. It's very funny, but like you're just like, it's the most like you're gonna get Danny both barrels. It's both barrels of Danny for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, most people like it's like if you're a YouTuber, like I'm not gonna sit on YouTube and play. Like if I play a video game, I'm like, get shit on, nerd. Like I don't know, like I'm not running like here's a detailed analysis of Hunter x Hunter while I play this game.
Right.
You're doing your thing while streaming.
My brand. Yeah. Well, that's the problem and also benefit. Because I don't know if that's good. I haven't watched my streams.
I enjoyed it.
That's good then.
No.
That's all that matters.
You're the only person in our immediate circle whose content I watch. You and one guy called JC Eats. We met him at a party. He just eats in his car, but like he goes to places. He's like, I got a bunch of onigiri, and I'm like, you know what? Those look good,
dude.
And he's the only food content creator I like follow, and he's just like, I just like bookmark his stuff. I'm like, that looks good, and then it's you,
dude. I'd watch 100% of Brandy Renee's food videos. If she reviewed
the food even once.
I like have been so close.
I want a slop meter so bad. Just like 9 out of 10 slops.
Because our friend Brandy Renee has started doing mukbangs.
Yeah.
And I don't care for mukbangs.
Hey, Danny,
I know.
It's not for us.
I don't like mukbangs.
We fuck.
But I put my penis in people.
Occasionally, lady opens her legs for me.
But
they're like, please,
but like,
give me that penis.
I swear to God, if she just did a score at the end and like a little review, I'd be like, I'm all over this content.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the thing. I had worries about this with our podcast too, where I'm like, we're so on top of each other. Mm-hmm. And the podcasts I listen to are more like chill. And I'm like, oh man, is this like unwatchable? I mean, is this borderline unwatchable
kind of
crap?
Yeah.
But so the thing with streaming for me is I never watched anyone stream ever in my life.
Yeah.
I just did it because I was like, I'm playing video games. I might as well talk with people, talk with chat, doing this. And so I have no frame of reference of how much silence or chill people will tolerate. So I'm wired. There will be a calm and I'll be like, all right, that means I got to talk to chat.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm so fucking on it. And I would get I was getting flamed for a bit because I was talking over cutscenes and people were like, no way this idiot has never seen the stream before. Of course people are cool with watching cutscenes. And I'm like, all right, I'm learning. Take it easy.
Seriously, I don't watch cutscenes when I play the game. I'm like, I'll figure the lore out. I'll read a page somewhere. I just cut through everything.
Because of the way I stream, I've now found out that I want like a game with like bountiful cutscenes, because that's when I can like chill. I can do 3 hours of stream and then I'm cooked. I'm exhausted.
It's awful.
I don't know how people do like,
because they don't.
Yeah, they just,
it's not like, oh, where's the pun here?
I know. I don't get what the content is then.
The game. The game.
You know what hurt?
What?
In this latest stream, I was like, all right, guys, boss is coming up. I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick. I don't have like a transition card or anything, but I'll be right back. I was at like 270 viewers, got up, went to the bathroom for like 10 minutes, came back.
10 minutes?
I was pooping.
You jorking? You jorking?
I like him, not actually 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like, I like did like linger. I had to pee, but I sat on the toilet and I was like, I'm gonna scroll a bit. I need me time.
Yeah, it needs
it was like 3 to 5 minutes. I come back, I'm at like 360 viewers. I got way more viewers not being on camera than I ever could being on camera.
That's so funny.
It was crazy.
They're just like, oh my God, I can finally breathe. Holy shit, I can hear the background music. Wow.
I know. So I was like, oh man, maybe I should just try like a 2-hour block where I'm just not there and see what happens.
That'd be really funny. Like, we're getting to the boss.
Yeah.
It's like those TikToks where the TikTok lives are like, oh, we're gonna pop it. Oh, we're gonna pop the ball. Oh, I'll scroll.
They get me.
I go for like 5 seconds. They didn't pop it. I'll go on, and then I'll like go like scroll for 25 minutes. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, all right, fucking these guys are idiots.
I know. The problem with that is like, I wish there was some way for Twitch and YouTube and whatever to pay you for just views. Because I hate every half hour having to be like, yeah, by the way, donate if you can. Like, I hate that it's like literally just begging for money, because I hate.
Because they run ads. Well, they run ads on Twitch and YouTube live streams.
Yeah, but it's like nothing.
It's
like cents.
Yeah,
but it's like
it's hundreds of views.
I love being a YouTuber for like 1,000 reasons, of course. But I love that it's like, hey, subscribe to my Patreon or don't. YouTube will pay me. Yeah. Don't even worry about it. If you can, it helps. But if not, YouTube's got you covered. I hate that with Twitch. It's like, please, I'm it's the whole pay.
I quit a $90,000 a year job to stream. I was like, the reason I could quit, and this is a fun story. The reason I could quit is because apparently somebody was having the worst couple months of their life. And so they were like spiraling out of their marriage. I didn't know any of this. They would just show up in our stream. Fucking let me build a narrative. And so there's
collapsing.
There's this one dude who's like spiraling out. Like marriage is falling apart, and he's like just sending me thousands of dollars a month. And I'm like, oh, this is streaming, baby. I'm gonna make it big. And I'm like making $5,000-$6,000 a month. And I'll just pull up $100, $200. I'm like making $800, $900 a stream. I'm like, I can quit my job.
You're a sugar baby.
I was like, I can quit my job. And it's like, I'm like dancing, I'm drinking, I'm in cosplays and all this kind of shit. I'm like, I can quit my job. Finally, I'm making it. I move, gets a divorce. Like, it's like, hey, you just spent $20,000 on somebody. Like, life falls apart in its entirety. And I'm like, and then I go straight back to making like $1,000 a month. And I'm like, oh no, like immediately. And I felt like such a grifter, because I find out like a couple months later, like, hey, sorry, like had a mental break, and like your community was keeping me together. That's why I sent you so much money. I wanted you to love me. And I was like, I don't like this at all. Yeah. And so I was like, it eventually just got to me. Or I was like, with Twitch, it's kind of nice because you get like Twitch Prime subscriptions, which is like people like Amazon paying you. But that's fucking still, it's still like
I know.
You have to incentivize people. I was getting cosplays and drinking shit. Yeah. I was a host. I was like, if we got 2 hype trains, I would get a
drinking shit.
There was like, you could spend about enough money and I would take a shot.
Yeah.
I wasted water.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. There was a time 13 got redeemed. They wanted me in the hospital.
I want everyone to know I was legitimately drunk on our drunk pod.
Oh no! Listen, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I never lie.
It wasn't money. It was like the in chat currency.
Right.
The like you chat enough. It was like way too cheap too.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I've always hated I like streaming. Streaming's really fun because of chat. Chat's so fun. It's such a great fun concept. Obviously, if you're fortunate enough to have like a lot of people chatting.
If you don't have enough, get out. Get out.
Out of the way.
100 viewers and up in this here.
But It's
My
fun.
last stream did 22 viewers. I had like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, well, that's it.
But it's like, even, it's so like bittersweet. Like, I can never make it like a full-time thing, because it's like, even when you get like a $10 donation, it's like, dude, thanks. That's super nice.
yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Great stuff. That's very generous of you. And then when you get like a big donation, I'm like, whoa, that's sick. That's awesome. Like that makes today worth it. But at the same time, like, fuck, I took that from you specifically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, make it a faceless corporation. Make your username CVS. And then I'll feel better.
What's crazy is some
like,
people send anonymous gifts, and I'm like, thanks,
yeah. Oh, that's worse
person.
too. Yeah.
You're just like, thanks. Like, I was like, I want to give you something. I guess
like, it sucks, because you're like, yeah, obviously I want it, but also it's like, fucking, this sucks.
It's
like,
also terrifyingly parasocial, because it's like, oh, I gave you all this money, and it's like, now
do the thing.
Now do the thing. And
It's
you're
a
like,
little
all
tough.
right, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of streamers.
Yeah.
Streamers. Fuck streamers.
I hate. What's a streamer? I don't watch any of them.
I don't know. Asmongold.
Yeah, I also thought Asmongold.
Yeah. There's like, I don't have the same brain. Do you have news? I had news, and now I
got nothing.
You don't have anything?
No.
You have nothing?
Why is that shocking on this podcast?
That's so incredibly fair.
Also, everyone get your things cocked and loaded.
Yeah, we'll do love letters.
Sit back, click clack, blow. Do you know it?
Fort Myers?
All I'm trying to say is sit back, click
clack,
Fort
wait, no.
Myers. Are you
Sit
thinking of
back,
Fort Minor?
Sit back, click clack, blow. Give me the next one. Feed me line.
Hold on. Sit back, click clack. I can feed you
Eminem? Is it
lines before it.
Is it Eminem?
Yeah. It's like, relax, I ain't getting back to that now. All I'm trying to say is sit back, click clack, plow.
Or you're talking fucking, that's late Eminem. I fell off the train.
You know it.
Yeah. I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid to
Anyway.
make a stand. All right. Anyways, so my flashback is that Togashi revealed on Twitter that he's 5 chapters in. He's writing chapter 405. So the Hunter x Hunter manga is starting hiatus on 400. He released a photo that said 405.
Whoa.
So he's got 4 chapters done, which is huge. And I'm so happy that he's getting back to it. And he's doing it at his own pace, because he brought back 10 chapters like a year and a half ago. And then like Shonen Jump was like, so more. And he was like, I hurt.
Yeah.
And so like he's doing his own pace. He's going to like release chapters whenever. He will die writing the story, though. At this pace, he will die writing the story. He just turned like 58 or something. He is 200 chapters from the end of the story.
Jeez. He's got to do the Oda method. Just scribble something and hand it to a UCLA
The Hunter
student.
Hunter, the Hunter Hunter, no, some North Korean. Yeah. The Hunter Hunter, I want to show you what the manga looks like, because it's objectively not a good looking manga. Like, it is like, it's like, he's got a very iconic style, but he started this story in 96.
Yeah.
And so, like, it doesn't look good. Like, his art style is never really, like...
Started it right after Oda. So, like, what? Like, 1908?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. It was like 1908, your World War I.
Yeah, this is so...
It's not
90s.
a good-looking... Like, I enjoy his art style, because I
the top
love...
frame's cool. I like the art style a lot, yeah. Everyone has, like, gone face.
Yeah, like...
Everyone's got this very specific face where they kind of look like a... I don't know. Like a vase?
Everybody's got very ovular eyes.
Huge eyes.
Huge oval eyes.
And then, like, their cheekbones come sucking in.
And
Everyone's
then everybody's
mewling
hair
hard.
is weirdly detailed.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah.
I don't stop looking at it, though. I'm kind of into it.
Listen, you can read it whenever you want.
I'm
Bets.
into it in like a nostalgic kind of way. I started playing Fallout New Vegas recently for the first time in my life.
I only played Fallout 4, and everyone's like, oh, Fallout New Vegas is the greatest one. I was like, but it looked ugly.
It looked ugly, but I'm walking around and I'm like, wow, this is a barren wasteland. I'm not having fun for a second, but there's like a nostalgic charm that I'm like, man, I remember like Game Informer being like, look at these graphics.
You're like, wow, fucking look at the dirt. You can almost see the specs.
And so it's like that, where I like see that and I'm like, oh yeah, anime did look like this. Back when King of Tennis was out.
Yeah, what a fucking reference.
Yeah,
oh my God. That was like the 19th most popular Adult Swim anime. Jesus Christ. All right, this is part of the show where me and Danny do a little thing called Love Letters, where me and Danny take a question from the live audience and answer it live here on this podcast. So if you guys ever want to ask me and Danny a question live, you can become a YouTube member or a member of our Patreon. Watch us live, get 2 hours of additional content every month. See the outtakes, see the bloopers, see me and Danny, 2 whole days early on our podcast? So, Daniel.
Yarg.
Go snag a letter for me. Amelia asks, what anime character would you want to be president of the United States?
You've got one?
I absolutely have one. And this is kind of a basic answer. I'm willing to admit that. But there has never been a better leader in any position ever than the tag team duo of Hashirama and Tobirama. I know, Nick goes for a Hokage, obviously. But here's the thing. If you go for Tobirama would be a great president. But he's got some sultry opinions about him that need to be checked. Here's my thing. You take Hashirama. Hashirama's the son. He's a good person. He loves everybody equally. Tobirama, though, is there to be like his financial advisor. Be like, don't give away the tailed beast. Don't just hand our nukes to other countries. Let's make a little bit of money on the side here. Let's be realistic. Let's try and build schools, that kind of thing. Hashirama's just like, hey, I'm going to go fly over there and we'll talk to him. So mine is, it's a caveat. I want Hashirama as president with the only way that he's president is that Tobirama is his VP.
Yeah.
Because you throw Hashirama into any equation, he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm hanging out. Like, yeah, like Kim Jong-un, great guy, once you get to know him. And it's like, yeah, you're going to get backstabbed immediately.
This is the guy you want?
But like, if Tobirama gets to be VP, and that's the beauty of the U.S. president, baby, they have running mates. So he needs his brother. But if you're like, hey, Tobirama's the better leader out of the two of them, but he had some opinions about the Uchihas, you know? And that's undeniable. He had some opinions. Yeah. And I don't know if that's... We already have that in presidents.
Nice.
So.
I can't wait for Ninja Trump to fucking...
Listen.
I'm the sneakiest.
When it comes to flying Raijin, I'm the one who made it. Everybody knows that.
I love a wood that's a dragon.
If you've ever wanted somebody to come back to life, Edo Tensei, that was me. Too much Naruto lore? All right, now you do your fucking thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a like Sleepy Joe, he came up to me, he said, listen, Hashirama. Listen, Hashirama, you're not going to win this race. I say, bing bong boom, fire dragon jutsu.
I say, bing bong boom. I just made wood in your pants for the first time in 20 years. I talked to your wife last night. She said, no wood. I said, oh, help.
I said, bing bong, you're hard.
All right, do your fucking thing. Pandabom asks, what anime would you make into a video game?
It's absolutely criminal that a good Avatar: The Last Airbender game doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
They just dropped that game a year ago. That was incredible. You could slowly walk in a direction. You could pop one block up at a time, like it was a Fortnite event.
Yeah, that banger that none of the voice cast knew was happening.
Yeah, it was
they just threw out.
It was the first AI generated game, and we almost both got paid to advertise it.
Dude, it'd be so easy. It'd be so easy to make a good Avatar: The Last Airbender game. Even just make a pro bending game.
Hey, Fortnite already did it.
Dude, you know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's very fun to bend in.
It's perfect.
It's very good. No, but it needs like if you just make one.
There's no sub bending. There's no lightning.
Here's the overly ambitious version is like you get to create like an avatar of yourself. Like do the Hogwarts Legacy route where it's like era we've never heard of before. You create an avatar. You go on a journey.
Yeah.
That'd be hype.
Start with a bending. Like choose which country you go to, like try and find, like possibly try and like get new class attributes to go to sub bending, like metal bending, lightning bending, that kind of thing. Like you're like, oh, are you a sand bender? Are you a lightning bender? Like, well, different classes have different attributes that they can add, and like certain things are gonna be better in certain situations. Like Baldur's Gate, like make your character specific to your play style.
You know, it'd be equally as cool, but way bolder, and I don't think people would like it at first. It's a game where you choose out of the 4 nations and then make your guy, but you don't get to be the avatar. And you get to interact with the avatar at points, but he's like you just keep hearing about him, hearing about the shit he's doing, and you're doing cool shit too.
Yeah.
And then you meet him and he's just like fucking boy or girl-ass girl.
Yeah.
And he's fucking cool as hell. And it's like, it feels like this big event getting to meet this era's avatar.
You're right that would be less popular, but the replayability would be massive.
Yeah,
I haven't done my air run yet.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, and you're like you said, where it's like, you're an earthbender. Oh, are you a metal bender? Are you a lava bender? Like you go and it's like Skyrim where like you have to find the lava bending master and do his quests. It's free money.
It's
just free money.
It's free real estate, baby.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for checking in for another episode of Otakus Anonymous. We know we were gone for a week, but Danny tummy hurt. Danny tummy hurt. And that's just, and I also went to Mexico. So, I mean, but like, we'll say Danny tummy hurt. We will be back as regular scheduled next week. And we are now officially 3 weeks out from Comic Palooza, May 24th to 26th, Memorial Day weekend down in Houston. Me and Danny doing 9 panels between the two of us. It's going to be crazy. We got asked onto a chess podcast. Did you see that? No. C2 squared. We got an email.
I can't play chess.
No. What's craziest part about this? Did not ask us to talk about chess. I think they wanted us to talk about the Avatar live action.
What is this?
Did you not see this email?
No.
Yeah, C2 squared. I personally was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Mostly because we have so much goddamn work to do.
What is this?
C squared. They are a big. No. I definitely did not dream this. I'm telling you, yeah, C2 squared. CJ Wilkins emailed us. Hi, my name's CJ Wilkins with the C2 squared podcast.
How do I spell C2 squared?
C, the number 2, quared. Oh, quared.
Thanks.
But it's C2 squared, but I think they use the 2 as an S. Hi, my name's CJ Wilkins with the C2 squared podcast. I'm a Houston local podcast. I'm hosting a podcast panel at the Comic Palooza in Houston. If you're interested, I would love for you to join our conversation about live action adaptations of anime and the Avatar Last Airbender. I look forward to seeing you at Comic Palooza. If you're interested, please let me know. Thank you and have a great day. It was only sent to me.
Yeah, it was fucking
only sent to me in the story of all time. Comic Palooza somehow revolves around Nick. Fully a chess podcast. So at least if there might be 2 C2 squared podcasts, but they're doing a podcast, and I don't think I'm going to do it. Mostly because I still haven't seen the Avatar live action adaptation.
Yeah, it sounds like you'd need that.
But if you are like, hey, Nick, I wasn't going to come to Houston to Comic Palooza, but if you do the C2 squared anime live action podcast, I'll come, then maybe I'll do it. Yeah. But you have to tell me, all right? Because we have 9 panels, and we're going to be doing booth time.
Nick's nervous.
I'm very nervous. You're doing a tier list. I'm doing a complex, compositional story about how Hunter x Hunter should end.
Yeah.
That's one of my panels. The other is how Boruto is saving Naruto. That's just a good title I thought of.
Yeah.
I don't know what the panel's going to be about. Listen, if you're coming to Houston, you might see, I might cry. I might cry because I have nothing written. Yet nothing. I'm prepared for the how to become an anime YouTuber thing because I've done 3 informational videos.
And it's easy. You just talk how you did it.
Yeah, exactly. I have no fucking. I just thought of 2 really good titles, and the guy who booked us was like, "Hey, you guys should do a Hunter x Hunter panel because I want it." I was like, "Oh yeah, of course."
Yeah.
Here we go.
I have that. So I'm doing 2 tier lists because it's easy for me to do.
Rompo, F tier, and everyone's like, "Boo," and you're like.
Yeah, and then I hit him with the whip.
Fucking
yeah.
This is still cool.
The one that I'm like, I need someone to write this for me is the one that's The Legend of Korra is sick, actually. I have a panel that is that.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But same reason, he was like, you should do an Avatar one. Nick should do a Hunter x Hunter one. I was like, okay.
Sure, man.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. So yeah, it's gonna be
fun
bad.
though. I'm going in with the energy that I should go into streaming with, where I'm like, we're just gonna hang, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna have fun. I'm coming in with big hubris energy because I've already done this before.
I could not be more the opposite.
Yeah.
I am I'm gonna bring a script.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read from that script.
Yeah.
I'm not actually gonna do that. I know I can do crowd work.
I think you'll do it. I think you'll bring a script.
I'll bring a script. I'm so fucking nervous. All right, yeah, but if you want to see me be nervous, come on down. We love you. Goodbye. Mwah!
Bye.